A pleasant and windy afternoon from El Paso, Texas. I'm Rob Pipp alongside Carl Schoening, and welcome to another broadcast of Gridiron Glory Alumni Football here on SHN Sports. Today in El Paso, it's the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors alumni versus the Ysleta Indians alumni. And again, Carl, what a beautiful setting it is for alumni football here in El Paso. Man, literally, we're just a rock throw away from Juarez, Mexico to our left. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, and you have to love the backdrop of the mountains, and you can even see the El Paso skyline here from the press box, and it's just a really nice area. First time out here, and I'm enjoying my stay. It's a beautiful day for some football.
Absolutely. Well, good to have you in the broadcast booth again today, Carl. And as always, a pleasure to work with our wonderful friend, Mr. George Cox. He does these alumni football games all throughout the state of Texas and looking to expand in other areas as well. So, George, another fine job he did organizing this event and a great turnout here in El Paso for this alumni football game here this afternoon. Kickoff just moments away. It's about 2:30 Mountain Time, so a little bit fun as our phones transition from Central back to Mountain, so we got to catch up on an hour, and it's going to be a fun drive back into Austin tonight.
Yep, and we're going to worry about that a little later. Until then, we're going to be ready for some good football between these two teams.
And just kind of checking things out, we are here at the Bowie Bears Stadium in El Paso, Texas. And today's game under fair conditions in the 70s here in El Paso. And the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors elected to receive the ball. So the Ysleta Indians will be kicking off here. And as all these alumni games, kind of, Carl, you know how this works. The players all come together, some of them beforehand, but many of them show up on game day. So it takes us a little while to kind of get rolling as we learn the players because frankly, a lot of them just show up here. And that's how it goes.
Yeah, and, it's also going to be probably not quite as disciplined as your stereotypical high school football game, but both teams definitely had a little bit of practice time, but, they don't have their coaches at every position trying to drill them into something, so the routes might not be as crisp as they will be later in the game, and they probably also have to worry about false starts. We might see a few of those, but once they work out the cobwebs, we're going to have a good game on our hands.
Absolutely. It looks like set back to receive for the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors is number 4, Jose Robles. He's a 2013 graduate. And again, we may have a hard time seeing some of these numbers for these Desert Warriors out here. We'll do our best and as we go along. Again, thanks for listening in today and watching this alumni football game here on SHN Sports. Kicking off for the Ysleta Indians from the 40-yard line. That action is going to be going from right to left. I believe that's number 22, Jorge Rodriguez, a 2002 graduate of Ysleta. So he's about 31, Carl. That's when I graduated. The kick up and away, a line driving kick. It's going to roll around the 20, tips it up in the air, and they're going to take it finally about the 8-yard line, trying to scramble around, crossing over the 15, now down inside. A nice run down to around the 24-yard line. The officials marking it between the 23, 24-yard hash mark.
Yeah, we had a weird kick there, not your standard, stay in the air. It kind of almost could have been an onside kick had somebody been able to pick it up for Ysleta.
Absolutely. They're going to move it, actually mark it at the 23-yard line here on the near side. First down and 10 for the Warriors. They're actually going to be moving from left to right, as you can see it there on the video. And just waiting to get things rolling here as the Warriors take offense for the first time this afternoon. And at quarterback, I believe that's number 24, Jose Sanchez. No, actually, he's lining up. Yeah, he's at quarterback and shotgun, beg your pardon. And already a flag on the play. Probably a false start against the Desert Warriors. We'll wait to see the official call, Carl.
Looks like it's on the defense there. Not sure if the ball is going to be – yep, they're going to move the ball here.
So it is against the defense. So
12 men.
And Carl, that's something we talk about, these alumni games. It's a lot of these guys come out to have fun, but when that ball's kicked off, these guys get competitive. And the officials, they officiate the game just like they would any other game.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like we were saying earlier, false start is something that you have drilled into your head not to do when you're in high school and practicing every day.
Well, they did move the ball up 5 yards. It's first down and 5 here for the Desert Warriors. And in shotgun is Jose Sanchez. Sanchez pitch out to his back on the left side, crossing over the 30-yard line. And nice defense by Ysleta. And stop for maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on the play.
Gain of 1 or 2 on the play.
They're actually going to bring that ball up, Carl, it looks like, to the 30, was that the 33? 33-yard line. Actually, 32.
Yeah, the yard to gain must be that 33-yard line. A good option play there to start off the game. And here on second and
looks like
one,
about 1, yeah.
Yeah,
so
they can pick up an easy first down right here. That 12-man on the field penalty really helped them with their first one. So getting that first down is always a good sign.
it was actually a 4-yard gain, so it's going to bring up second down and 1 here for the first down. Sanchez in it, shotgun. 2 receivers down to the right, 2 up top to the left. Man in motion. The handoff is to that man in motion along the left side. Crossing around the 40. He gets stopped, gets the first down. He's going to get close to the 40-yard line. They're going to call him out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
We got a Desert Warriors first down.
Yeah, and a good end around right there. Send that man in motion. And, you know, probably these first 15 plays are going to be scripted. And we already have a timeout here from Ysleta. So that's probably a good timeout just to get the defense on the same page, because that's back-to-back straight gains. And they probably want to make sure that the outside is protected, as neither time those runs were up the middle.
Absolutely. Well, a good start here, moving the ball nicely. The Santa Teresa Desert Warriors against Sanchez in at quarterback. We haven't seen him pass the ball yet. It's been a running affair so far, that early penalty, and then they ran the ball there for the first down. So a nice start for Ysleta, or beg your pardon, for Santa Teresa. But I'm pretty excited to see what kind of air assault that Jose Sanchez has.
Yeah, you know, that's going to be kind of the big deal today, because there's a lot of wind. So if you're going to keep it up in the air, that's if you're going to air out the ball, you can't really throw it too far, because this kind of wind will definitely throw it off if you try to go more than 10 yards down the field.
Absolutely. Well, again, it's first down and 10. The ball is at the 38-yard line. And the action, of course, moving from left to right here. This time Sanchez in shotgun. 2 receivers down to the right. 1, 2 up top to the left. And he's got a back offset to his right. The snap back. This time the keeper, Sanchez, lowers his head, and he's going to pick up 2 on the play down to the 40-yard line. That'll bring up a third down, or should be, thought it was second down. Should be second down and 8.
Yeah, and here we have Santa Teresa really keeping the game in their own pace. That was the first run between the trenches, and they had 2 previous runs outside, so really going to make it a running affair and try and set up that ground game.
The ball in between the hash marks, just inside of the 40-yard line. Sanchez in it, shotgun. 2 receivers down to the right, 1 up top to the left. Has a back offset to his right. Sanchez standing around that 35. The snap back, he fumbles the ball, and Sanchez able to fall back on it. That's going to be a big loss down to the 36-yard line. And so we'll call that about a 4-yard loss on the play there, Carl. Maybe 3, depending on where they spot it.
Yeah, it definitely goes back behind the initial line of scrimmage on these set of downs, and that's the first actually loss of yardage that Santa Teresa has had. So that's a win there for Ysleta.
It's going to be third down, and Sanchez off the field now. And he's replaced at quarterback, lining up on the left side, number 11, Pedro Gallegos, and on the right side, 2 receivers. And trying to see who's in at quarterback here. A big third down here. Snap back. They're going to run it around the left side. It's number 9, Anthony Garcia. And Garcia, a nice pickup, but not close. Just good for field position down to the 40-yard line. And the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors should punt here, Carl.
Yeah, you know, they were trying to do a little read option right there and mess up the defense's read in the backfield. But it's hard here, like we were saying, with all the wind. They're definitely going to have to punt here. And this is a good chance here for Ysleta to get some good field position, only getting a punt from the 40, and they're going to be back, send 2 men back around the 25 to take this punt.
Yeah, 2 back to receive. They're running back down to the 20 now. Wind blowing pretty strong here. We didn't have a chance to check it out beforehand, and there's going to be a flag on the play before the ball is kicked, Carl.
Still, it's like a 4th and 7, I believe, so a penalty on the receiving team in this situation.
penalty is against the Indians.
Yeah, so I don't think this will really hurt them that much. A defensive penalty is usually only 5 yards. Let's see what they're going to call them, but I believe this will be just an offsides, or neutral zone infraction, I should say. The officials are still going to talk this one over to make sure that they have the call right.
Yeah, they're just sitting there chatting about things. Again, they take their jobs very seriously, regardless if it's an alumni game or a regular game, Carl.
And they just waved off the penalty. Didn't quite see what the official saw right there, and they'll just keep it back to that 4th and 7.
We're trying to get an idea who's set back to receive there on the right side. It's 2 players for the Ysleta Indians. I believe that is, man, it's hard to see. We'll get it here in a little bit. The kick up and away, a nice punt. Nice, beautiful punt. That bad boy is going to sail all the way down to the 20, taking a bounce. It was actually number 40 back there, Eduardo Duran, set to receive, the 2014 graduate. But that ball is going to sail out of bounds near the 20-yard line. We'll see where they officially mark it. The official on the far side is standing on the 20-yard line on that far hash mark, Carl.
Yeah, see where they angle it. It seems to be somewhere around the 30. Depends on where this ball is set, and now the linesman is going to toss the football around the 20. So overall, pretty good putt right there. No return, and it'll be Ysleta's chance to take it 80 yards.
So they will call it at the 20-yard line. So a beautiful 40-yard punt, if you'll call it that.
Yeah, and that was a good-looking punt. Looked like he'd done a lot of practice and made sure that he got his leg under him.
And now we're going to see Ysleta here for the first time on offense. On the near side hash mark, 1st down and 10 from the 20-yard line. The action moving from right to left. Quarterback in shotgun, triplets up top to the right. No receivers down to the left. 1 back is offset to him to his left. Hard count, puts his foot down, calls for it. The snap, the handoff to the right side. Swinging around the 25-yard line, has room to run across the 30. Still on his feet now, down to the 40-yard line, close to it. A nice run there on the pitch out to number 21, Abraham Velasquez. And Carl Abraham all the way down to the, looks like the 37-yard line. So a nice run there to start things off. That was a 17-yard run there to start for Ysleta.
Yeah, and Ysleta's definitely happy that they picked up that first down on their first drive, and that's a good sign of things to come if you can really establish the ground game in these windy conditions.
It's going to be 1st down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Quarterback in shotgun, 2 receivers down to the left, 1 up top to the right, a back offset to his right. Quarterback standing around the 30-yard line. And a low snap. This one's going to go on the ground. He better just fall on it, and that he does. A smart play there by number 9. The quarterback is Jose Mireles, the 2015 graduate, Carl.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate that the snap was a little bit out of the general range, and that almost takes away all of the run there from the previous play and makes this a really hard 1st down to pick up, as the 1st down marker is at the 47-yard line. They're back to the 21.
And just a quick time update here, 7:44 to go in the opening quarter of play. We're still scoreless. Welcome up to the broadcast booth. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Carl Schoening here for Gridiron Glory Alumni Football from beautiful El Paso, Texas, this evening here on a nice last day of January.
Yeah, and the last Sunday before the Super Bowl.
Come on. Pro Bowl today, but I'd rather be here in El Paso today. 2nd down and long. The pitch out. Bureaus pitches it out to the left side with the ball. It's number 40, Eduardo Duran, and he finally gets tossed out around the out-of-bounds line. They're actually going to keep the clock running there, and he brings it all the way down to the, looks like they're going to mark him out of bounds, Carl, at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, another option play right there. It's the 2nd time we've seen it in this game. First time I think we've seen it from Ysleta, and that makes this a little more manageable of a 3rd down, but still about 15 yards away from that 1st down marker.
Absolutely. It's 3rd down and long. The ball here on the near side hash mark. And Ysleta trying to keep their offensive drive alive. They had that nice run to open things up, and then the bad snap and shotgun back to the quarterback, and that's what really threw him back here. Man in motion. That's Jacob Pineda over to the right side. 1 other receiver up top to the right. 2 backs behind the quarterback. Snaps back, rolls over to the right. It's Jose Mireles looking. Instead, he's going to keep it on the keeper here. Now he's going to pass, actually. Throws it deep down to the 40. Has a man wide open at the 40-yard line. A beautiful toss and catch right there down to the 41-yard line. That was number 22, Jorge Rodriguez, the 2002 graduate.
Yeah, and it'll be Ysleta who gets the first passing play of the game that is successful, but we do have a flag on the play, and it looks like it could be in the area of a hold, so this might be coming back. Yeah, we got a hold on the offense.
And, man, those are the unfortunate penalties right there, as a big pickup on 3rd down and long. Gets the first down, but it doesn't count. Holding on the offense, that's going to set them back. Yeah,
and you have to imagine that you're not going to see too many successful air-out throws in these kind of conditions, as maybe we'll get a shot of a flag here at some point. I don't think we have any flags up on the flag post, but definitely a very windy day. You might be able to hear it in our crowd mic.
Yeah, I've had to turn that crowd mic up and down throughout. It's a beautiful 70 degrees outside, but that wind blowing at 19, almost 20 miles an hour. And that's definitely playing a role. So, you know, if you want to see an air assault, that was a nice pass there. The receiver had to run back to the ball. Jorge Rodriguez had to run back to it. He had it, but the holding, boy, that sets him back, I believe, 10 yards, or is it 15?
Yeah, that one, it's a spot foul, so this one does push them back to around the 21, roughly where the original line of scrimmage was on this drive.
So Mireles here in shotgun. One receiver to either side. And Mireles passes over to the left side to number 40. It's Eduardo Duran, and trying to break through a few of the Desert Warriors defenders. Doesn't pick up much down to the 24-yard line. So they're going to have to punt here, Carl.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate right there. The big pickup on the first play that was a read to the outside, and it looks like we might have another penalty here before, another flag is out on the field, but just bad penalties here for Ysleta, as they overall had successful plays on the drive. Just have to take that bad snap. They're going to decline that penalty, but it's just a game of hard breaks sometimes, and we still have a lot of game to go. Still 6 minutes left in this first quarter and no score, so plenty of time here for Ysleta to turn it around, but they're going to have to punt it here on 4th down. At least you would think they would.
Here's how they line up. They're back to punt. I believe it's number 22, Jorge Rodriguez. So we're going to see here the punt set back to receive. They've only got one man back, do the Warriors, back around the 42-yard line, and still moving his way back to the 35. The high snap, Rodriguez with the punt. It goes up, and a nice sailing punt, booming down to just beyond the 30, and Warriors here with the chance to run back. Now across the 50 on the near side. Dodges through a few defenders and finally able to bring him down. A nice return down to the 43-yard line. And I believe that was number 22, Raul Munoz III, the 2005 graduate.
Yeah, real good return to set up in plus territory. And starting at the Ysleta 45 is a probably 43, I beg your pardon, is really good for these kind of games, especially when we talk about not necessarily having the pass as a consistent option. Really good here, maybe set up for some 4-down territory later on.
Absolutely. So the second time the Desert Warriors take the offense this afternoon. Here on the near side hash mark, 1st down and 10. Quarterback in at shotgun. 2 receivers to either side. He has one back offset to his left. Calling for it, now takes the snap. The handoff to his back, tries to actually the ball fell on the ground, a fumble, and luckily the Santa Teresa Warriors able to pick it up there. So, boy, that could have been a big turnover for Ysleta, but luckily the Warriors, Carl, able to fall back on it.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it was almost a dribble how it came out of his hands and bounced right back up, and he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so no loss on the play, no gain. Definitely no loss of possession, which is a big deal.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Warriors. Quarterback and shotgun, 2 receivers to either side.
2nd and 10 for the Warriors.
I believe it's Anthony Garcia in at quarterback, the 2009 graduate. Now the option passes over to the left side. Great defense as the back is immediately stopped. That's going to be about a 4, maybe 5-yard loss. Nice read there by the defense. And Nathaniel Perez, the 2013 graduate, not able to get anywhere.
Yeah, real good read by the defense. And like I said, with these conditions, it's predictable that you're going to have a lot of running. So really it's going to be hard to pick up these yards when the offense or the defense is ready for the run. So right now it's obvious, it's an obvious passing down, but again, like I said, 4-down territory is a realistic option, so you don't need to aim for that stick.
So a big 3rd down and 15 here. Quarterback at shotgun, almost loses the handle on that one. This time hands off to his back, rolling around. The gold helmet man still on his way, powering his way down to the 41-yard line, well short of the 1st down, but a nice, powerful run. And, Carl, this is kind of no-man land here with 3:47 to go. We're still scoreless in the ball game here in the 1st quarter. You got to wonder here if Santa Cruz is, or beg your pardon, the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors are going to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, you know, I don't think that this would be a good area to punt necessarily. And I think that you could pick up about 7-8 yards depending on what designed play you call. And a bootleg or a play action might be the call right here for a 4th and 7.
So they are going to go for it down on 4th down and 7.
Successful point after attempts, in my opinion. But as long as you're right, we don't really see too many field goal attempts of any kinds. The kickers aren't necessarily going to really be abundant here in these alumni games. So I think everybody just wants to run as many plays as they can. And as we have a little break in the action with a player just kind of had the wind knocked out of him down there near the goal line, we had a lot of collisions in that I formation. And typically we just see a lot of shotgun, but right there as they got towards the goal line, they wanted to run under center.
And the injured player on the field is for the Desert Warriors up to his feet. That's nice to see him up there and able to walk off the field. He's got a little bit of help. So it's always a good sign when these young men, you know, they get hit, they're able to get up and get off the field, Carl.
Yeah, it's a, you know, it's a physical sport. And sometimes I wonder how, you know, many of these alumni guys who haven't played in a little while, like, you know, a little while for football is 2 years, in my opinion. You know, that's not too long in other sports, but for football, you can forget what it feels like to take a full-on hit because someone's running as fast as they can towards the end zone, and you're running as fast as you can towards the person to keep them out of the end zone, and all of a sudden it's a big hit. But, you know, I think that's part of the draw of coming out here, actually, you know, going out there and taking some hits and giving some hits. That's the beauty of football, and that's why a lot of people love the game.
Absolutely.
Defensive possession here to really maintain control of this game, but I believe Ysleta has a little bit more motivation to get into that end zone this time around, and with 2:52 left until the 2nd quarter, I imagine they want to tie this one up right here.
So the Desert Warriors will be kicking from left to right. 2 men back to receive for the Ysleta Indians. If I see that correctly, I believe that's Jorge Rodriguez on the far side for Ysleta. And the near side gentleman has his hands over his number, so I can't see it.
It's a lot of players on the field, yeah, and a couple people are coming off now. Looked like Santa Teresa had a couple more than 11, but they're going to go with it.
Maybe had the whole team over there cheering them on. So set to kick here is Edwuno Valles. He's a 2003 graduate from the 40-yard line. Action from left to right. The kick, another low driving kick. This one bounces through the legs of a player on Ysleta and set back to receive it. He's running back across the 30-yard line. Stiff arms a few defenders, a nice spin move, and throws the ball forward just beyond the 30-yard line. And I believe on that return, if I'm not mistaken, was 21 Abraham Velasquez, the 2014 graduate. So a nice return there. They got it above the 20, and not a bad field position to start here from the 32-yard line, Carl.
Yeah, we saw Velasquez get that big pickup of 17 yards from the first play of scrimmage for Ysleta. And now here, good starting field position, and it's not plus the territory where Santa Teresa was last time out on their offensive series, but definitely better than starting off the 20, which would be the equivalent of a touchback.
It's going to be first down and 10 for the Ysleta Indians. They're on the 32-yard line on their side of the field, moving from right to left. And again, the quarterback is Jose Mireles, number 9, the 2015 graduate. He's got 2 receivers to either side, a back offset to his right, and I believe a timeout was called by the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors.
Yeah, that'll be the call, looks like. And curious as to why they're we saw too many players on the field for Ysleta when they were on defense early on in the first play of the game. And I didn't take time to count, but it seemed like there were more than 11 players on that kickoff. You know, we'll probably go back and check this video a little later, but just making sure you have 11 players on the field is important sometimes out here, especially when everybody wants to make sure they get their turn and play, because, you know, it's definitely hard to come across these games where you get to put on pads and, you know, play a real game of football.
Absolutely. Well, that ball on the far side, hash mark. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Ysleta Indians. Mireles in shotgun. 2 receivers up top to the right, 1 receiver down to the left. Has a back offset to his right. Standing just in front of the 25-yard line is Mireles. He hands off to his back. A quick flag as the back gets all the way up to the 41-yard line, but there may be a hold, and that'll send Ysleta back. We'll see what the call is here, Carl.
Yeah, that flag was kind of quick. Let's see what the official has.
No, it's
on defense.
It's going to be against the defense. Normally when you see the flag that early, it's an offensive hold, but nice call there. It will be against the Warriors, so Ysleta catching a break here.
Yeah, we got a personal foul. Personal foul on that defense, and that should be a 15-yard penalty tacked on to the end of that run. And I'm sure Ysleta will take it happily, and that'll help them move the chains and move further down the field towards their goal of the end zone.
That brings it all the way into Santa Teresa Desert Warrior territory. A big penalty there, and that's going to be well in favor for the Ysleta Indians. Lining up on that far hash mark now at the 44-yard line of the Warriors. So Mireles has an opportunity here to take advantage of this penalty, Carl. So Indians line up, triplets up top to the right, 1 receiver down to the left. And Mireles in shotgun, standing near the 50-yard line, has a back offset to his right. So calling for it on the 2 count, rolls around to the left, and it may be a false start against the offense. We'll see what the call is here. Looked like they jumped early, Carl.
Yeah, usually stop the play. It's in the area of a false start. The officials will talk this over, but should be the call. Oh, we have an offsides on the defense. So back-to-back penalties will really help out Ysleta.
So we're getting tricked up here in the booth this afternoon. Another penalty, and that's going to move Ysleta up even more now. And on the 39-yard line is where they'll have to work from. First down and 5.
Yeah, typically that's a play on and you get a free play as an offense, but I figure the officials just want to stop it, stop the clock before they burn any time or anybody, you know, gets hurt on a play that they just decided to stop before it got going.
So we'll be first down and 5. Mireles in shotgun, 2, actually triplets now up top to the right, 1 receiver down to the left, has a back offset to his right. And Mireles calls for it, has the ball, looking to pass here, left side, has a man, almost intercepted. Wow, little short pass there. You got to wonder if the wind blocked that one. Edgar Potter was in the area for that interception. That could have easily been a pick 6 for the Warriors, Carl.
Yeah, a little bit of a break there for Ysleta. They're already down 6-0 early in this football game, and right option right there. I'm not quite sure if the receiver and quarterback were on the same page, but definitely in and out of the hands of the defender, and had he been able to catch that, I'm not sure anybody would have been able to catch up to him.
Should be second down and 5 now. They finally changed the yard marker on the far sideline. 1:48 to go, and Santa Teresa with that 6-point lead. They're the only ones that have scored and got into the end zone here this afternoon. And there's going to be a timeout on the field. And I believe it's on Desert Warriors. So we'll keep it right here, Carl. So far, really the difference on this drive has been the penalties against the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors in favor of Ysleta. They've taken full advantage. They've came halfway across the field on penalties.
Yeah, that'll be the story of this drive if Ysleta goes on to win this game. But I think right now it'll be about capitalizing on those penalties because, from our experience in these alumni football games, that's still a long way to go, about 40 yards for a touchdown. The Santa Teresa Warriors could probably still get a couple stops here, and before you know it, it's fourth down. They're going to have to probably go for it on fourth down in this territory, as we saw earlier with Santa Teresa when they were on offense on fourth down. So plenty of time left in this drive for Santa Teresa to get a stop or for the Indians to finish off this drive and tie this ball game up.
Again, 1:48 to go. Santa Teresa leading 6-0, but the Ysleta Indians driving here mainly on penalties committed by the Warriors. Ball's on the far hash mark at the 39-yard line. Quarterback Jose Mireles in shotgun. Two receivers up top to the right. One man down to the left. Has a back offset to his right. Mireles standing around the 45-yard line, calls for it, has it, hands off to his back. Nice run, has room to go. Big man taking it down across the 30. Number 42 with the ball, and I apologize, we don't have his name on the roster, but what a big run right there. All the way down, Carl. They're going to call him down at the 27-yard line, maybe 28.
Yeah, it looks like the 27, but definitely good blocking up front. Gave him a big alleyway as he cut left up the middle and was able to find a little bit of open space, pick up that first down, and right now things are going well for Ysleta.
So Ysleta, Abraham Velasquez coming off the field now. That should be a first down here for Ysleta Indians. They changed the marker back here on the near hash mark, the 27-yard line. Jose Mireles in at shotgun. This time has two backs, one to either side. One of them's number 40, Eduardo Duran. We've seen some big runs from him so far tonight. He's lined up behind the quarterback. One receiver to either side. Calls for it, and the handoff is to Duran. Tries to roll his way around, and the offensive line just collapsed, and he's only able to pick up maybe one on the play, unless they call him behind the line there, Carl. He may have lost one.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been loss of a half a yard or no gain, but yeah, I think they're officially going to spot him back 1 yard. But yeah, good job by the defensive line to make sure that the outsides were contained, and he didn't have anywhere to go.
Well, that clock ticking down, you got to wonder if the Indians are keeping an eye on it. It's at 20 seconds now.
Yeah, if they can get one more play off, that seems realistic, but they're not really looking to do anything. And as we switch sides, they'll probably appreciate the extra time out here in this drive.
We'll see. There's 9 seconds on the clock. The players, they do want to go for it. One of the linemen finally pointed at the clock. And Mireles trying to get it off here. 3, 2. He does get the play off. Now he passes. Has a man off his fingertips. A little too high of a pass there as the intended receiver, Jorge Rodriguez, the 2002 graduate, couldn't come up with it, Carl. And that'll end the first quarter of play here as the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead this contest 6-0, but the Ysleta Indians on the drive.
Yeah, the first quarter was pretty encouraging for Santa Teresa, and then at the end of it, Ysleta was able to pick up a little momentum behind the penalties of the Desert Warriors, and in this case, they're going to go into the second quarter looking to tie this thing up, and I think they have good field position here and a little bit of a timeout here to establish their game plan, and this could be a really competitive football game today.
Absolutely. Once again, thanks for tuning in to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. I'm Rob Hipp in the booth alongside my good friend Carl Schoening. And we have a good one here as the second quarter just about underway. Again, every quarter 12 minutes. Once again, the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead 6-0 over the Ysleta Indians. Ysleta is the home team here at Bowie Bears Stadium, a beautiful stadium here in El Paso, 70 degrees, that wind blowing about 20 miles an hour. And as we said at the top of the broadcast, Juarez, Mexico is literally a rock throw across the street. The ball is in between the hash marks, and the Indians will be moving from left to right. Ball sitting around the 27-yard line. Morelos in at shotgun, one receiver to either side. has a back offset to his right and another back lined up in the backfield. Calls for it. Now he's going to pass. Slant pattern. This again off the fingertips. Man, Jorge Rodriguez is not able to pull it down again. That time the ball was pretty spot on, and maybe just a little nerves getting back into the Alumni football, Carl.
Yeah, back-to-back incomplete passes, but the right idea and pretty good accuracy. And, you know, you look at that football, you try to stare it into your hands if you're a receiver, but you also have to kind of account for the wind a little bit to knock it offline, and it'll be a little different. This brings up a difficult fourth down.
It is fourth down. I beg your pardon, that ball's on the 28-yard line. So lining down to the right as a receiver, Jorge Rodriguez. Up top to the left, another receiver. And Mireles in its shotgun has a back offset to his right. And deeper farther in the backfield, another back waiting for it here. Fourth down, big fourth down. Rolls back, going to pass. Center field, and his man wasn't ready for it. Still able to turn around and get his fingers on the ball, but not able to pull it down, and that's going to be incomplete, and it should be Santa Teresa Warriors football, Carl.
Let's see what this penalty marker is about. There's a flag there on the far side.
And there is a penalty on the field, and it's going to be offsides against the – or false start against the offense, and they should be declined, and so Santa Teresa will take over on downs here.
Yeah, rarely do you, as we were talking about earlier, rarely do you see a false start that the officials allow the defense to decline because, well, I guess you can always decline a false start if you wish, but usually there isn't a play that precedes it.
Yeah.
So I think I've seen it where a team was trying to punt the ball away and they'd rather have the extra 5 yards, so they took a false start or a delay of game, and the defense declined it just to you know, basically end the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, they just decided to have the turnover on downs, and that flag was unnecessary.
Well, 72 yards to go here for the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors as they have the ball for the third possession, I believe, here this afternoon. Just underway in the second quarter, 11:49 to go. Turnover on downs moments ago by Ysleta. And we'll see if the Warriors can build upon their lead here. Quarterback and shotgun, two receivers to the right, one down to the left. This time the pitch out, handoff over to his back. Running around across the 40-yard line, has room to run, now across the 50, dancing his way into Indian territory. And a nice run there by the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors. And I believe that was Jose Robles on the run.
Yeah, real nice run. He was able to get away from some defenders and take it across midfield and get his team a really good pickup, and I think the ground game is really picking up and being solid here for Santa Teresa.
So into Indian territory, the ball sitting at the 48-yard line, action from right to left. Lining up in shotgun, two backs to either side, one receiver to either side. A nice play here as the back gets it on the right side. A powerful tackle there. Man, is a host of Indians coming in and just slamming the back to the ground, but not before a nice few-yard pickup down to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that's the beauty of football. The offense can be happy that they picked up some yards, but the defense can be happy that they got a big hit in and didn't give up the first down as well.
So Santa Cruz here, the ball right at the 45-yard line of the Indians. Taking their time here in the huddle. They want to make sure they get the play right. They've got an opportunity here to make this a two-possession game.
And they're working with the lead as well, so they're going to burn as much clock as they can.
Lining up on the near side, left side, is two receivers, one receiver up top. Quarterback calling for it, has it, fakes, now hands off. Running across the 40, still on his feet. Nice spin move to gain a few extra yards. And Jairus Ramirez, the 2011 graduate, takes the ball all the way down to the 35-yard line. So a nice pickup and first down for the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors.
Yeah, nice draw there to pretty much catch the linebackers off guard. And once they found a little hole up the middle, running back had a little bit more room to pick up that first down and take this ball even further down the field. And they're in this huddle offense to really eat up some clock.
And I beg your pardon, if you were paying attention to the scoreboard there, we have the score as Ysleta 6, Santa Teresa nothing. That's incorrect. Santa Teresa has the lead 6-0, so we've corrected that. We apologize for that. First down and 10, ball on the 35-yard line of the Indians. Santa Teresa with it, rolls over left, nice pass, flags go down as the receiver catches the ball, picks up about 5 on the play, but there is a flag in the backfield, Carl. And it's going to be against the Indians, it appears to be.
Yeah, I think that's another personal foul. Not quite sure what he did exactly, but could be something that the officials are looking out for today because that's the second time we've seen it.
I believe Michael Juarez made his way onto the field for the Ysleta Indians. Number 14, he's the 1996 graduate. That will be a penalty against the Indians. That'll move Santa Teresa down the field. Personal foul, it appears to be a 15-yard penalty down to the 20-yard line. So in the red zone now. And Santa Teresa trying to build onto that 6-0 lead here with 9:28 to go in the second quarter. And they break the huddle in the backfield. They may not have realized how far up that ball went. And the wind is so strong down there, Carl. It's rolling the ball off of the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers line up here to either side, a back behind. Quarterback in shotgun, calls for it, rolls over. And takes advantage of the option on the left side, hands up, pitches to his back, and the Indians all over it. As Jose Mireles pitched it back to, I beg your pardon, I said Jose Mireles, I meant Anthony Garcia pitched it back to his running back and nowhere to go.
Yeah, that option play seems to be a popular one here for Santa Teresa, and right there you couldn't quite see them picking up the yards, and good job to pitch out, but still no room to run, and the Indians trying to make a red zone stand here. Keep this 6-0.
2007 graduate Juan Salas heads to the sideline for the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors. Santiago Azante, number 74, the 2013 graduate playing on the line. Big man down there. I wouldn't want to be in front of him, Carl. A lot of athleticism in these guys. Pitch out. This time hands off on the right side, running around the right side on a sweep, trying to get around an Indian defender. And no gain. They may call him down for a loss of 1 actually on the play.
Yeah, Ysleta doing a really good job reading the outside runs and stopping them before they even get across the line of scrimmage. So back-to-back stops there. And, you know, this is 4-down territory for Santa Teresa because if they were to turn it over on downs anywhere here inside the 20, that would just be an issue for Ysleta to march down the field.
So number 7, Nathaniel Perez is the back, the 2013 graduate. He lines up next to Garcia at quarterback. 2 receivers to either side. Garcia calling for it now. Hands off, delayed handoff over to his back. Perez still on his feet, trying to dance around. And Perez maybe picks up 3, call it 4 on the play. They were down 1 yard behind. So nice little pickup there on a run. Not enough, but still a good little pickup there.
Yeah, not the most well-executed draw play, but in that situation, the defense was going to get into the backfield really quickly, so they had to rush the play, and they were still able to pick up a few yards and makes this a little more manageable of a 4th down.
So Santa Teresa, of course, in the red zone at the 12-yard line, trying to get into the end zone again. They've had 1 touchdown earlier in the first quarter, trying to make it another score here in the second quarter with 6:46 to go. They lead 6-0, 12 yards to go. They can still pick up that first down at the 10-yard line. Garcia calling for it, rolls over to his right. Thinking about passing, now he does. In the end zone, has his man, touchdown! A nice pass there on the far side and into the hands of a Santa Cruz receiver. A nice job there, and man, he just read that beautifully, Carl, and trying to get the number there. I believe that was Josh Ramirez, if I'm not mistaken, the 2011 graduate.
Yeah, you know, that's a very well-executed play, and now Santa Teresa has a touchdown on the ground and 1 through the air, and really good throw to the back of the end zone, and they're extending their lead here and looking to get this point after.
They're going to go for 2 here again, try to make it 14-0. 12-0, 6:32 to go in the second quarter. The Warriors going for the 2-point conversion here. Quarterback dancing around, and boy, the Indians again all over him. And the attempt no good by Santa Teresa. And Anthony Garcia, I believe, the quarterback there, not able to do anything there on the keeper. So at the end, well, it's not the end. 6:32 to go here in the second quarter, scoring again for the second time this afternoon. The Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead the Ysleta Indians 12-0. Carl, we've seen a great effort so far, but penalties really hurting both teams, especially the Indians, and the Desert Warriors able to capitalize on penalties.
Yeah, the Indians had their chance to capitalize on some penalties on the previous drive and just weren't able to pick up the necessary first downs to continue their march down the field. But we talked about it in the pregame. Not so many false starts as I've seen in some of these alumni games, but there are still a good amount of penalties. We've seen a couple personal fouls, which are interesting. And, you know, some of these guys, they're so pumped up to play that they maybe forget what hitting too hard or in the wrong spot might be. And these officials are keeping them honest.
Absolutely. These guys are happy to be back out there. You know, we're talking about it, and just unbelievable athleticism here. I mean, going through the list, we've got guys, of course, in the later 2000s, but we've even got some 1993 alums out there on the field. I believe one of the alumni games that we covered, we had a gentleman in the class of 1983. So, you know, there's always a heart in it. The kick up and away by Santa Teresa. Over to the Indians. Return here by Eduardo Duran. Duran still finding his way around. Nice return so far, rolling his way around across the 40-yard line. And Duran is finally brought down at between the 41 and the 42-yard line. The far side official is going to mark him down at the 42.
Yeah, good way to navigate through traffic and pick up a few more extra yards as he was able to get through the defense and pick up a couple blocks. Read his blocks really well, and this is pretty good starting territory for the Indians as they have 6:20 to get down about 50-something yards.
And you know, Carl, both teams actually starting out in pretty decent field position, but the penalties have been setting the Indians back. So hopefully this time they'll be able to play a little smarter here and not commit those penalties.
Yeah, and as we get going deeper into the game, these penalties will start to disappear, and it'll be a lot more cleaner game of football.
So again, 6:20 to go here in the opening half of play in the second quarter. The Ysleta Indians lead 12-0. I beg your pardon, the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead 12-0. Ysleta Indians with the ball. Quarterback in shotgun, one receiver to either side, two backs behind him. Calling for it, steps back. The handoff. Coming out of the gate strong, still on his feet, and plowing his way, trying to get to that half-century mark, and does at the 50, still moving forward. The officials just letting him play here. And finally being brought down, the big man there, I believe it's number 22, Jorge Rodriguez, the 2002 graduate.
Yeah, it looks like they'll mark him down at midfield, so definitely a good pickup and just shy of the first down marker. And that's what the Indians need here. They want to score, and they also want to keep Santa Teresa from having an opportunity to get the ball back.
So a nice 8-yard pickup. That's going to bring up second down and a manageable 2. The ball at that 50-yard line, dead center on the field, on the near side hash mark. Mireles in shotgun, two backs behind him, one receiver to either side. Standing on the 45-yard line back in Santa Teresa territory. Or beg your pardon, back in the Indian territory. Snap, has it, and rolls back. This time back to his same man, Jorge Rodriguez on the far side. First down, trying to get across the 40. He's brought down just beyond the 40. They're going to say he's down at the 41. There is a flag here on the near side, however, Carl.
Yeah, let's see what the officials have. That could bring this. Looks like it's on the defense. So, yeah, that'll actually be tacked on to the end of the run. So the Indians have a good chance here to really score quickly, but they might want to eat up a little clock because they get the ball back to start the second half. And like I said, they want to make sure that they can eat into as much of this lead as they can while not letting Santa Teresa have their chance to get back at them.
Absolutely. Well, that ball is at the 41-yard line. That's where Jose Mireles is going to have to work here. First down and 10. Mireles in a shotgun, one receiver to either side, two backs behind him. Waiting on the snap. And calling for it. Finally, this time hands off to his back on the right side. It's number 42 running around. Has away on the inside. Nice lane. And he's able to pick it up all the way to the 26-yard line. So a big pickup and another first down for the Indians.
Really good zigzag run. Got past the trenches and was able to make a quick cut to his left and found another lane and picks up the first down and really puts his team in good position here to have some options and I'd like to see the Indians maybe look for a passing play here to advance the ball, as long as they're careful not to throw it into any coverage.
Center down there, number 71, Enrique Rodriguez, the 2000 graduate. And a first down and 10 for the Indians. On the far side, hash mark. Mireles, quarterback. One receiver to either side. Has a back offset to his right. And they're going to call a false start probably here against the Indians. But you don't know. I mean, there was an offsides earlier against Santa Teresa, and they called it.
Yeah, that was interesting that they stopped the offsides earlier, because usually that results in a free play. But this is a false start, and that'll go against the Indians and back them up, making this a 1st and 15. But certainly unfortunate the way they had been getting down the field earlier.
And, Carl, this is where we've seen some problems. The Indians able to drive down, get close to the red zone, and then penalties set them back. So they've got to play smart down here. You can't let these penalties affect your drive. It really carries away the momentum. So a first down and 5 yards back now. It's going to bring up first and long for the Indians here. So Morella's got his work cut out for him. In its shotgun, same formation, one receiver to either side, back offset to his right, one behind him. Calls for it, hands off to his back. Trying to dance around. Hard hit, man. Still on his feet, however. You thought he got slammed down at first, but he was still up, got down to the 31-yard line, so a 4-yard pickup there. And I believe that was and I beg your pardon, I believe that was Abraham Velasquez there on the run, if I'm not mistaken, Carl.
Yeah, that was really good pressure by the defense. They were almost immediately in the backfield, making things hard on the handoff and finding some room to get free. Still a good job to at least get back to that line of scrimmage, maybe pick up a yard as well.
So Jacob Pineda lines up on the far side as receiver for the Indians. One receiver down to the right, number 40, Eduardo Duran. Perez calling for it, has the snap, rolls back, looking, scanning the field still, trying to find a man. Now he finally passes over to the right side. It's caught! Beautiful catch there in traffic, number 1. I beg your pardon, we don't have a name on that, but boy, what a catch there. We'll try to get his number at halftime, Carl. Great pickup, and more importantly, a Ysleta Indians first down.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about a few moments ago. Want to see the Indians pass a little bit right there, but not throwing any coverage. Kind of a comeback to the sideline route, and they're able to pick up the big yards.
I beg your pardon, that wasn't enough for the first down. It's going to be third down. So sorry for the missed call on that. It is going to be third down.
They were able to get past the original line of scrimmage in these set of downs.
So hopefully they can push through here. They've got to get down a few more to get that first down. Lining up on the near side hash mark. Third down for the Indians. Mireles, quarterback, one receiver to either side. Steps back. He's going to look to pass here. Scanning the field, throwing. Center field has his man again. It's caught this time for the first down. Down to the 7-yard line. So back to his same man and same result.
Yeah, right there we see another pass play, and that's what I was talking about. Find some open receivers. Last time it was a little bit into coverage, and they had incomplete passes, but they were definitely good passes. You're seeing a good arm, good throws despite this wind, and now the receivers are a little more sure of themselves making the catches and sets up a first and goal.
So this time, Angel Ortiz, number 44, the 2006 graduate, lines up as a back behind behind Mireles. One receiver to either side. This time, it's the handoff over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez tries to lower his head, gets it down, maybe a gain of 2 down to the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up second down and goal.
Yeah, this is a time where they have to hurry up. They have to realize that they're at 55 seconds left. This drive has taken up about 7 minutes of the ball game, and they're in their no huddle. They're in this huddle offense. They still have about 2-3 tries to get into the end zone, but they probably should realize that they only have about less than 40 seconds now.
Yeah, there's no clock on the other side, so I don't even think they see it. Ignacio Reveles comes off the field, number 45, the 2011 graduate, Ysleta Indians. 25 here, seconds on the clock. They better hurry. I don't think they realize it. Mireles steps back this time. Is he going to run? Yes. Trying to scan his way. There's a flag on the field. And a penalty flag falls inside the 10-yard line. We'll see what this call is here. It's going to be against the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors.
a little bit of a lucky break that there's a penalty flag here, because now the Indians can realize that they have some timeouts to use, and there's only 15 seconds left on the game clock here for the second half, or the first half, rather, the second quarter. And this penalty does a lot of good for them. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
And Carl, I'll be honest with you, I don't think they realize that there's 15 seconds left.
Like you said, there's no scoreboard, no clock over there on the far side of the on the other side of the field that the Indians are going towards, so it's unnatural to kind of turn around, but it's something that the coaches need to be mindful of to make sure that their players don't take their time with less than a minute left.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's been staring down at that end zone instead of the other end zone. And
the defense isn't going to help you.
No way. So here we go, 15 seconds to go, first down and goal for the Ysleta Indians. We'll see what Jose Morales has up his jersey here. And the officials still trying to put things back into play. Jacob Pineda lines up on the right side alongside Eduardo Duran. One receiver up top to the left. That's number 12. And I beg your pardon, we don't have his number either, or his name.
We have another personal foul, and that was the flag earlier. That's an automatic first down and half distance to the goal. The first down doesn't do too much good right here unless they're to hurry up, but I think they understand there's 15 seconds now after that penalty.
I think you hand the ball off to Rodriguez here. We'll see if that's what the call is. The snap back, Mireles has it. Instead, hands off to his inside back. He's got room across the left side. He's going to go in and score the touchdown for the Indians. What a nice run across that goal line. And with 3 seconds to go, the Ysleta Indians finally get on the board here, 12-6, but there is a penalty flag back in the end zone.
That could be maybe some celebration. I'm not sure. That was definitely a pumped up, unsportsmanlike conduct is what they call. And definitely a pumped up moment right there. You finally find the end zone. I don't think that's going to negate the touchdown, but that might make the 2-point conversion a little bit harder. We'll see what the officials elect to do here, but I don't think you can take back a touchdown after it's scored on the unsportsmanlike conduct. So it'll probably be tacked on the point after. Taunting, I believe, is something that can get you the touchdown taken away from, but this flag was thrown after the touchdown. The taunting would have to come before the touchdown. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff is what I believe I heard. That referee is yelling all the way up here to the press box, so we may or may not be able to hear him, but he's trying to let us know what's going on. So they're going to get it right where they want on the point after attempt, but the kickoff, which will happen with 3 seconds left, will have the 15-yard penalty added on.
So the ball is at the 3-yard line here for the 2-point conversion. Mireles, shotgun. And keeps it here. He's going to pass. Center field has a man tipped. He was in the direction the intended receiver, Eduardo Duran. No good. And so far we are 0 for 3 on 2-point conversions. And after that, the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors hold on to a 6-point lead, 12-6, with 3 seconds to go here in the first half of play, Carl.
Yeah, that penalty that we saw coming after the touchdown was scored will go on to here at the kickoff after the ensuing this point after attempt, but it won't really matter with only 3 seconds left. I don't think it'll really be a good opportunity for Santa Teresa to score unless they take it back here on the kickoff. So that's really the only option, and good news for Ysleta. They're going to have the ball to start off the second half.
So we'll see. So really the only option here besides the kickoff is try to run it back and score. That clock should go out depending on where the ball goes.
Yeah, if Ysleta is smart, they'll probably squib it and keep it on the ground and make it a little harder. The receiving team will have to scoop it up, whoever does get it, probably one of the upmen, and that gives the defense time to navigate where the ball went and try and take him down. But at the same time, you never know. Anything can happen here in 3 seconds.
You know it's alumni football when Jorge Rodriguez has his helmet off on the field talking. I imagine, even though it's a nice 70 degrees up here in the press box without IC, it's pretty warm, and you got to know it's pretty warm down there on the field as well, Carl.
Yeah, it gets pretty hot on that turf. I think they're trying to decide where to kick this ball off from, and they were confused for a moment. Teams Ysleta was trying to kick off from the direction that they are defending.
We've got Rodriguez talking over to Raul Munoz III out there at the field. Now Munoz steps back, and nice little chatter going on. It's always fun.
Trash talk is part of the game. You know, I think jawing is definitely something that these players look forward to as well, and probably miss. You know, it's not something you can do in your everyday life like you can do on the football field, and they definitely have a little bit of love for this gridiron, and they're happy to be out here.
Is the battle of the 22s is what we're going to call it. Number 22, Raul Munoz III for Santa Teresa, and number 22, Jorge Rodriguez for Ysleta. So Rodriguez set to kick here, and Raul Munoz III in the backfield. Now they step up. They're getting a little pooch kick here. It's going to roll around, takes a high bounce, and across the 50-yard line he runs, has room on the left side, and the Indians should stop him here around the 40. They do. The initial hit by number 6, Jacob Pineda. And that'll do it here for the first half of play. The Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead this contest 12-6 over the Ysleta Indians. We'll be right back. You're watching Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com. Welcome back to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. Up in the broadcast booth, I'm Rob Hipp alongside Carl Schoening here in beautiful El Paso, Texas, just above 70 degrees, the wind blowing at about 20 miles an hour. And here at halftime, the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead the Ysleta Indians 12-6. So far, Carl, we have seen just a great, well athletically played game by both teams. Penalties early on marring each other. And the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors able to take advantage, but a nice offensive drive by Ysleta as time expired, or close to time expiring with 3 seconds to go. They get in the end zone. Great job so far.
Yeah, you know, Ysleta definitely didn't want to go into halftime scoreless, so they were able to march down the field. I believe they ate up about 7 minutes there of game time to end that first half and take their first score onto the board. And good news is they were kicking off there to start the ball game, and they'll be receiving here to start off the second half. So they get back-to-back possessions, really, and that gives them a good opportunity to tie it up. They have halftime to recoup, and they got all of their cobwebs dusted off there in the first half. So I think Ysleta has a little bit of momentum here at halftime, but you'd have to really give the advantage there in the first half to Santa Teresa, as the scoreboard says.
Absolutely. Well, these halftimes about 14, 15 minutes. We're just under 13 here. Generally, Mr. George Cox from Gridiron Glory Alumni comes up here to talk to us. We'll wait and see if he's up here. We're going to take a quick break. It's going to be silent for a little while. We may switch it over to the crowd mic, but we'll be right back here on Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. We're just about 5 minutes to go here at halftime as the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead this contest 12-6 over the Ysleta Indians. We'll be right back. You're listening to and watching Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. It's halftime here in El Paso, Texas. Welcome back to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. Again, about a minute and a half to go before we kick things off here in the third quarter. The Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead this contest 12-6 over the Ysleta Indians Alumni Football. And joining me now here in the broadcast booth, Mr. George Cox. George, good to have you, man.
Good afternoon, Rob. Thanks for letting me be up here in the press box with you.
No problem. Well, what a beautiful setting. You know, it's a nice 8, 9, maybe 10-hour drive from Austin, Texas. You came in last night, as did we, but what a beautiful journey it was over here to El Paso. How often do you guys have these type of games this far in Texas?
This is our first game in El Paso, and it is a beautiful day today. I can sit here and look at beautiful sky. It's very hot, though, for a January 31st, I'll tell you that much. really windy as well, but we are so excited to finally be here in El Paso. We've been planning this game for about 4 months now.
Absolutely. Well, we looked at the temperature at kickoff. It was 70 degrees, but it sure doesn't feel like 70 out here, especially, I guess, out there on the turf. Up here in the box, it's hot as well. One cool thing before we kind of get into a quick summary of that first half of play, George, we're just literally a rock throw away from Juarez, Mexico, and I heard earlier from the PA here, Mr. David, that the Pope will be at that park right across the street in just a couple of weeks.
That's a pretty outstanding thing. I was not aware of that.
So pretty awesome that we're this literally right next to the Mexican border. What a great time it is here in El Paso this afternoon.
It is a great game. I'm so excited that we've got an El Paso team, but I'm also very excited that the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors came over from New Mexico to play.
Absolutely. Well, that first half of play kind of marred by penalties as the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors able to come up and strike twice there, leading 12-0. And then what a nice drive there at the end by the Ysleta Indian Alumni, able to come down with just 3 seconds on the clock, finally put it in the end zone. 0 for 3, both teams now on 2-point conversions. But what have you seen there in that first half, George?
Unfortunately, I haven't got to see any of the game, so I'm listening to your recap, and I'm getting a little bit energized by it.
Well,
pretty
cool.
Awesome.
Well, cool, man. Well, that's the way it's been so far. We've seen a lot out here. No class of 1990 minus here today, but we do have some fellas from 93. And looking on the Ysleta side, Mr. Michael Brooks, and then back over here on the Santa Teresa side, a few here, Oscar Bobadilla, and man, it looks like maybe his whole family's here. We have a few of them down here. Chris also and Lucas, so pretty cool to be out there.
I believe when he checked in, he told me there were 4 brothers playing today.
Awesome, man. Well, kind of, recapping again here, 12-6, but so far it's been a game. Really, penalties costing, but overall, great athleticism. We talk about this every time that we have these alumni games, George. Just a fantastic job that these guys do, and there is a lot of preparation that goes into these games for these guys, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm sure there is. We don't come to all the practice. We'd like to make as many as possible. But being so far out here, as you mentioned earlier, the 8.5, 9-hour drive, we were only able to make one trip to El Paso, and we were just able to speak to some of the team captains. But I'm just curious how many of these guys are hopefully going to make the Gridiron Glory team.
Absolutely, and that's coming up not too far down the road. Can you give us a schedule on when that's going to take place or what's in the works on that?
Well, we just came out with our 2015 All Gridiron Glory team, and that's from all the games that happened last year. So right now, this is our first game of 2016. So at this moment, these guys are basically auditioning for that role. Hopefully, we get some nominations out of this game.
Absolutely. Well, here at the end of this one, we're going to have an overall MVP, and our plan is to be down there on the field with that one with a live interview of that MVP, so that'll be pretty exciting.
That should be very fantastic. The person that wins that is going to get that MVP ball that the Gridiron Glory we give out, and hopefully they'll love it. That's a great thing.
Absolutely. Well, George, we talk about this every time, but just for anyone out there that's out there listening and watching this, if they're interested in their own alumni game, what can they do? How can they get connected with you?
All they need to go to is go to gridironglory.com and get registered. It's as simple as that. Get your old friends together. Oh, we're about to go to kickoff, so I'm going to take off, Rob. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, as always, that's Mr. George Cox. An honor and a blessing to work with him here at Gridiron Glory, presented by SHN Sports. And again, if you'd like to get your team signed up, all you have to do to get the ball started, we don't mean that as a pun, but to get things kicked off, just go to gridironglory.com. That's GRIDIRON glory.com. Get your team signed up. All it takes is one to start a snowball, and everybody will want to get on that. So make sure that you check out the website. Again, it's gridironglory.com. Again, a special thanks to our good friend, Mr. George Cox. Carl Schoening back up in the booth now on the camera and color. And Carl, man, as we said earlier, a nice first half, not of nice athletic moves on both teams, but overall a great game to watch here this afternoon.
Yeah, a beautiful day to play some football, as we talked about earlier. And right now, as we have a little bit of a delay to start off this second half, we see Ysleta coming in with the momentum as they were scored there at the end of the first half, and they get the ball back here to start the second half. But these officials are going to extend halftime a little bit, I believe. But Ysleta knocking through a power run there, a run to the outside to score at the end of the half, and a 25-yard run as well as I believe a 16-yard pass into the back of the end zone scored for Santa Teresa. And they definitely have a good opportunity here to tie it up, Ysleta does. But Santa Teresa looking to get that defensive stop. And I think that we have a good, cleaner half of football coming up, as there were a good amount of penalties there in the first half. But I believe this time around we're going to have a lot more fun and less personal fouls. We had a lot of personal fouls there in that first half. Looks like we're finally ready to get things underway.
Back in action here, just getting ready to kick things off. And Ysleta will receive the ball again. They just scored that touchdown right before the half, Carl, and that was big momentum shift for them. The kickoff here by number 25, Edmundo Valles, 2003 graduate, into the hands of number 21, Abraham Velasquez. Velasquez on the little end-around pass back to Albert Castaneda, the 2014 graduate. He's on the near side, has room to run across the 50-yard line, has blockers. He could go all the way down to the 30. He's got some speed on him. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. What a run right there by Albert Castaneda. An unbelievable, Carl, unbelievable little end-around. Kind of switcherooed back to the near side, ran it all the way down. Give those blockers credit on that one.
Yeah, we were talking about it at halftime, how Ysleta had some momentum going into halftime, and they would get the ball back to start the second half, and they looked like they had a prepared trick play right there. And I noticed the person who returned who initially returned the ball was kind of like had the ball dangling out, and he handed it off and was able to pull off a trick play with a lot of blocks down the sideline. But looks like the officials called something wrong there. I didn't see any flags on the play, but they're going to bring this all the way back to the 25, and that's unfortunate because that was a highlight play.
Unbelievable.
I didn't even see what it was, but it could have been a couple number of things. The officials kind of explained it to us. Looks like there might have been a couple too many players on the field.
That's kind of what he's showing there. I believe there was 12 men on the field. And if that's the case, what a heartbreaker for Ysleta.
Although if you have 12 men on the field, it's easier to block.
Yeah.
In which case you do need to count. You know, that's the second time we've had too many players on the field. And like I said, there's going to be some small mental things that, you know, several months of coaching and summer of speed camp will, you know, usually clear up. But, you know, these guys are, you know, living their own lives and going to practice when they can, so they're not as disciplined as they once were in high school, all of them having several times in the same month, you know, just figuring out who's out where on returning teams.
So a tough break there for Ysleta. They're going to line up here at the 25-yard line, first down and 10, moving from left to right. The pitch back, it's fumbled there by number 40, Eduardo Duran. And he's going to take a 5-yard loss there down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and that's deflating.
That was a special agreement the two teams had. That guy has special needs. I wouldn't say that over there, but they let him score that.
And
so each team got a touchdown.
So we got a ready-to-go explanation, but
yeah, that was a special play they gave there. So a nice job, and both teams actually got a touchdown on that. So there was no penalty call there. That was just something nice that the teams agreed on. So for that young man running the ball there, so that was a nice job. And go back and watch that one on the highlight reel because it was beautiful. And a pitch out here to number 22, Jorge Rodriguez, and Rodriguez stopped almost immediately, maybe for a 2-yard gain. That's going to bring up third down and long here.
So that will actually change our scores here. We have the scoreboard. We're going to update it now that we understand it to 18-12.
Yeah, and again, just for any confusion there, that was something that was agreed on before the game. We weren't aware of it, and that was kind of a special event they did there for that young man. So, again, nice. This is just great to see this. You know, these guys come out here and play. They're competitive, but then they also give back and care about each other, and that was just awesome for them to do that for that young man.
Oh, yeah, it's all about the fellowship of being out on the gridiron together today.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to bring up third down and long here. Ysleta from left to right. And at quarterback is Eduardo Duran, the intended receiver there, number 1. And it falls in and out of his fingertips, and that's going to bring up fourth down and long. You can bet here that Ysleta's probably going to punt here back on their side of the field, Carl.
Yeah, incomplete pass right there. That was definitely a passing down. And, yeah, it's going to be a punting situation here on fourth down. And good opportunity here for Santa Teresa to add on to their 18-12 lead.
So set back to receive is Santa Teresa, way back beyond the 50-yard line. Looks like he's standing there around the 46. And setting off to kick here is Ysleta. The Indians down by 6. The score's 18-12, 10:25 to go. And a timeout here by Ysleta. We're going to keep it right here. And Ysleta had an opportunity here, but just not able to get things really rolling on their offensive drive. And that's where we stand. They're going to have to, unfortunately, punt this ball away, Carl.
You know, interesting timeout right here. I guess they wanted to save the delay of game with 10:25 left here in the third quarter. But you never know. This timeout, I think the defense will be ready for it if it's a situation. But they're going to have to – the defense will send at least one person back to receive the punt. And fake punt could be an interesting little thing right now. You call an audible, get a quick slant across the middle. It's definitely a 4th and long situation, about, I'd say, 14 yards, maybe 13 yards. But, you know, this timeout right here, I don't think Ysleta wants to give up the momentum that they built there at the end of the first half.
Probably not. Tough for them here to get down to that 4th down. Carl, wanted to mention tonight or this afternoon, quite a few fans here, you know, making their way. Possibly some from New Mexico. We're seeing, of course, more Ysleta fans, but again, the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors from New Mexico, the Ysleta Indians right here in El Paso, but I would say there's around 50 fans or so that made this nice afternoon journey out here to Bowie Bear Stadium.
Yeah, I'd say there's a little bit more than that, but it's interesting. I just noticed there's no visitor stands.
So a high punt, and that one isn't going to hardly go anywhere. Maybe luckily if it even went 20 yards, and it's going to take a bounce backwards. So unfortunate bad punt there. That's going to put Santa Teresa Desert Warriors in excellent field position starting out on the Ysleta Indians side of the field. They're going to mark that out at the 35-yard line, Carl.
Yeah. I think a little bit of the wind as we feel it coming into the booth here. So, and I feel like it's also going out that back end zone. So they were punting into the wind, and that also forced it out of bounds. So bad luck on that punt, and great field position here for the Desert Warriors to start off.
Carl, this is my first trip to El Paso. You know, we decided to drive the journey, and a beautiful drive down I-10. For the most part, it was down I-10, and you saw a lot of signs. Very windy here in West Texas, and a lot of those signs on the road says caution, strong crosswinds.
Yeah.
We're filling them up here at the stadium this afternoon. So the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors starting out on Indian territory on the 35-yard line. And a quarterback, I believe it's Anthony Garcia, steps back, hands off to his man, and rolls his way up for a 6-yard gain to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that's just a simple handoff up the middle. And like I said, Santa Teresa, they're playing with the lead. They have good field position. They're going to keep the ball on the ground, not really deal with this wind that we were just discussing, and really try to burn some clock. They're in this huddle offense. They kind of went quick in that huddle, but they had been taking their time in it previously.
Jose Sanchez lines up on the near side to the left alongside one other receiver. 2 receivers up top to the right. And Garcia in shotgun, has a back offset to him. Looking, passing, has a man wide open at the 25 and just plows through a Indian defender. A nice catch and grab there, and looks like a first down pickup for the Santa Teresa Warriors.
Yeah, good contact right there. It was a first down, but the defense definitely tried to knock the ball out after the catch. Good job by both sides. Heads-up play and able to hold it on for that first down.
So the ball down to the 23-yard line. The Ysleta Indians, Santa Teresa in excellent field position here after that punt got carried by the wind earlier. Barely even sailed 20 yards, if that. So first down and 10. Santa Teresa in shotgun, of course, quarterback number 9, Anthony Garcia, the 2009 graduate. Man in motion. That's number 4, Jose Robles, up to the right side. The pass is to the right side. Has his man trying to fight his way back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, he's going to be dropped for a loss of 1 on the play down to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like a bubble screen attempt there, and just right idea. Blocking wasn't quite there to get the receiver free, and in that case, it loses a yard. And I like the idea that we haven't seen too many bubble screens in any of these games, but especially in this game, I don't think we've seen any. And just right there, not quite exactly good for the offense as the defense was able to pick it up.
Joe Cardes runs to the sideline for Ysleta. He's replaced by Angel Ortiz. Santa Teresa with the ball. Handoff, rolling, has a lane, finds his way down to the 20-yard line. So able to get it past the original line of scrimmage up to the 20. That's going to bring up a big third down here, 3rd and long. Garcia, a nice run there up the middle, Carl, through the center field. So again, a big third down here for Santa Teresa. They want to extend this lead, currently 18-12 with 8:15 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, now we're seeing a little bit more time being taken off here as they're getting into good field position. This is an important 3rd down. They still want to milk some clock, and this will be 4-down territory even if they don't pick up the first here.
Garcia lines up in shotgun, 2 receivers to either side. Now a man in motion to the right. It's Jose Robles. Looking over to the right, punt fake, steps back. Rolling, has a man chasing him, able to get rid of it. Nice one-handed catch, rolling around near the 1st down marker. And they're going to call him 1 yard short. It'll be 4th down and 1. And there is a flag on the field, however, and this one may be going back. We'll see what the call is. And I believe that was Robles with the catch, and it will be against Santa Teresa, so that'll negate that nice pickup there, and it'll be 3rd down and long again. If they call it that way, we'll see.
Looks like, yeah, it looks like they'll repeat 3rd down, but that's just unfortunate because that was going to set up a 4th and 1, and instead that backs them up all the way behind the original stick for the 10-yard marker of the line of scrimmage.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 12 instead of 4th down and 1. That's what Garcia is going to have to work with here. Anthony Garcia at quarterback, shotgun position. Triplets this time up to the right, 1 receiver down on the near side. And Nathaniel Perez offset as his back. Instead, he's going to pass. Center field has him in the end zone. That one off the hands, no good. Great defense. Had a man wide open, but just wasn't able to connect with him. That could have been a big play, a big touchdown. Instead, it's going to go incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and 12.
We have a flag here after the play. Let's see what this is about.
And this one, a personal foul now, it looks like, against Ysleta.
Personal foul against the Indians.
Wow.
That's terrible timing.
And that's going to be an automatic 1st down if it is a personal foul. And
yeah, that's an automatic 1st down. That would have been 4th and long, and now Ysleta picks up 15 yards, which would have put them past the 1st down line anyway, but this will get them a 1st and goal if I'm not mistaken.
So the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors with the ball well into Ysleta Indian territory. 7:16 to go. They have the lead 18-12 here in the 3rd quarter. Up in the broadcast booth, Rob Hipp alongside my good friend Carl Schoening. And that will be 1st down and 10. The yard line at the Indian 12. Garcia in at shotgun. Delayed handoff, has his man, runs across the 10-yard line, picks up a few yards down to the 9.
This is a part where I think the teams are going to take a little more time between plays on both sides because it's starting to get hot as this sun sets, hot in January, and it's going to really get hot there on that field for these players.
For the Ysleta Indians, Joe Cardoza comes off the field, and onto the field was Jorge Rodriguez. 2nd down here and manageable for the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors. Garcia in its shotgun, 2 receivers to either side. Low snap, Garcia's going to keep it here. Running, dicing his way around, has it, almost to the 1st down marker. They're going to call him down at the 5-yard line. Great job there by Garcia on the keeper. But also a great job by the Ysleta Indians keeping him from the touchdown.
Yeah, it looks like he's probably only about 2-3 yards away from that 1st down marker, so it's possible here for Santa Teresa to pick up the 1st down and not get a touchdown here with 5:57 and the clock moving in the 3rd quarter.
Desert Warriors within striking distance here, 3rd down and about 2. They can still get that 1st down inside the 5-yard line. Garcia, shotgun, man in motion and running over to the left side. Now triplets to the left. They pass over to the left side. In and out of the hands, number 24 just wasn't ready to catch it, was Jose Sanchez, the 2008 alumni.
Yeah, another screenplay right there. That time he did have some opportunity to catch it and run, but a little situation where I think he didn't see the ball into his hands, glanced down the field to try and see where he was going to run right as it was about to be caught. So in that situation brings up 4th down, but just unfortunate as that could have been a touchdown.
Could have been a touchdown. Instead, Jose Sanchez goes to the sideline on the far side. So 4th down here and a couple for the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors. We'll see what Anthony Garcia has ready here. Lines up in shotgun, 2 receivers up top to the right, 2 down to the left. He's going to roll the pitch out on the right side. Has his man dancing his way in. Touchdown, Desert Warriors. So a nice play call there and open lanes, open range. He saw the mountains on the hills and ran for him, and that was an easy touchdown.
Yeah, really easy play right there, and I think the pitch out there instead of a simple handoff maybe caught the defense off guard and also gave the offensive lineman a little bit of time to create a lane for him.
5:32 to go here in the 3rd quarter. After that score, the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead this one at 24-12. They'll line up here for the 2-point conversion from the 3-yard line. Lining up as a back here now is number 34, Marco Sanchez. Steps back, the quarterback has it, pitches out to Sanchez. He's got open lane, he's got open range, he's got the 2-point conversion. So they snuck in the 2015 alum Marco Sanchez, and he snuck in 2 points against the Indians. And with 5:32 to go, the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead this contest now 26-12 over the Ysleta Indians. So a good drive there. Unfortunately for the Ysleta Indians, not able to score on their opening drive. And the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors answering. Big penalty, though, on 4th down is really what gave that score to the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors, Carl.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate right there. Looked like the Indians were on the cusp of getting it back. But in this case, just penalties, as we talked about earlier, that's going to hurt a team, and no matter what level you're playing at.
So we're getting ready to kick things off here as the sun is setting. It's far from setting, but it's setting in the window now here up in the broadcast booth. Things really starting to heat up here. Got to start kind of worrying about a sunburn here this afternoon.
Oh, we're going to get a tan.
Never thought it in January that I'd be saying I was sweating in a booth, man, but that's the way it goes.
Yep, but I'd prefer this weather over snow any day.
That's where you and I have our differences, Carl. My sister lives up in South Dakota, all born and raised just outside of Austin, and I'll tell you, I've wanted to experience a blizzard. I experienced one up there, and I never want to experience it again. -20 air temperature, -40 wind chill. No thanks. The Santa Teresa Desert Warriors getting set to kick off here, number 25, Edmundo Valles. Ball at the 40-yard line, course in between the hash marks. The kick up, driving kick, bounces, takes a bounce down to the 10. And the Ysleta Indians have it. Number 21 on the near side, running around is Abraham Velasquez. Still has room, lowers his head, and he's going to be brought down around the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 41. Well, they're going to mark him down at the 40-yard line. So that's where the Indians will take over on downs. After that possession, I beg your pardon. And a nice starting field position here, Carl, for the Indians.
Yeah, Ysleta got a good run right there on the return. And here with 5:23 left in the third, I think they set themselves in a good position to get into the Warriors' territory fairly quickly.
So again, 5:23 to go here in the third quarter. The Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead this contest 26-12 over the Ysleta Indians. Welcome up to the broadcast booth. Rob Hipp alongside Carl Schoening here for Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. And remember, if you'd like to get your team out there back to relive the glory days and play some football, be sure to check out Gridiron Glory online at gridironglory.com. Once again, that website is gridironglory.com. So we'll see here, Carl, if Ysleta can answer the touchdown moments ago by Santa Teresa.
Yeah, as they find themselves down 26-12, they're going to have to start scoring some touchdowns and converting on 2-point conversions.
And I'm trying to see if we've had a switch at quarterback. I'm not sure yet at the angle. I can't tell the jersey number there. Quarterback in shotgun. It is a new quarterback. It's number 40. He hands off to 22, Jorge Rodriguez. So Eduardo Duran now the quarterback, the 2014 alum.
Rodriguez, that's a 2002.
Duran was playing receiver earlier. And I don't think that's anything permanent. We'll see, because I do see Jose Morelos still out there. Actually, Morelos now is going to line up as a receiver, Carl, on the far side. So he'll line up as a receiver up top to the left, one receiver down to the right. That's number 6, Jacob Pineda, and now a flag on the field.
Penalty is against the Indians.
So that'll go against the Ysleta Indians.
Yeah, dead ball substitution infraction right there, and that backs them up behind the 35-yard line.
So it'll be second down and looks like 16 from here. Second down and 16. Duran, quarterback. The handoff, actually the keeper on the left side, trying to plow his way through, still on his feet somehow, diving his way across the 40-yard line back to the original line of scrimmage. So Eduardo, nice run. Able to get that ball back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to be up third down and 10, so still a ways to go, but nonetheless a nice run there by Duran.
Yeah, yet again, another penalty puts the Indians behind the 8 ball, but in this situation, I think that they can really kind of look, see what they can get. They don't have to go for the first down right here and then go for the 4th down conversion, and that'll be pretty much what they have to look for. They don't have to try and get all 10 yards here on this 3rd down.
Lining up here as receiver on the near side, number 6, Jacob Pineda. Back up top to the far side, number 9, Jose Morelos. And Duran at quarterback in shotgun. 2 backs behind him. Now back in motion, number 44, Angel Ortiz. He switches places over to the left side. Now he goes back over to the right side. A little dancing and prancing down there on the field. And going to keep it here. Thought about it, and still running on his feet. And we'll see. Does he have enough for the first down? I believe he does. So, wow, a nice run. Picks up almost 20 on the play, Carl. And that'll be enough for a first down. They will mark him down at the 41-yard line. So, man, a 19-yard pickup right there on that keeper.
Yeah, definitely a big play. I said they didn't need to get the first down on that one, but the opportunity presented himself, and a good quarterback run, and really in this situation, getting into the other side of the field is the best thing you could have asked for.
First and 10 Indians.
It's going to be first down and 10 for the Indians. Of course, moving from left to right, as you can see it on your screen there. Number 44, Angel Ortiz, lines up as the back. Duran at quarterback in shotgun. This time the handoff is to Ortiz, the big man. Whoa, he got plowed down. You wouldn't expect that as the 2006 alum. The big man out there, but a nice job by Reyes Tena. I believe it was Reyes Tena there with the tackle.
Yeah, Reyes Tena really bringing a strong hit there right around the line of scrimmage, and might have been a gain of half a yard there on the spot, but just why you go back out there if you're a defensive player, you're not going to get a touchdown, or at least you shouldn't expect to get one, but getting a big hit like that is why you come out and play these games.
Yeah, no joke. Second down and 9 here. The ball just beyond the 40-yard line. Duran at shotgun, one receiver to either side. Same set here. This time the handoff. Number 22 bringing it up. It's Rodriguez. And Rodriguez lowers his head, plows his way down. He's almost got enough for the first down. He'll be about a yard short. Down to the 32-yard line is where I believe they'll call it. And actually, it's going to be between 32. We'll say the 33-yard line.
Yeah, this is a real short, 3rd and short, so I think a simple run up the middle here with a good block. They have a fullback in there. Should be able to pick up the 4th down and keep this drive going.
Yeah, Jorge Rodriguez, and the ball is fumbled. Running back for it is Duran all the way back. Now he's just going to launch it down the field. It's caught, and he has enough for the first down. Still on his feet across the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown. What a play right there. Some improvisation makes it in to Touchdown Nation.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal play, a busted play, obviously, as the snap goes wide, and somehow he's able to keep his composure, look down the field, find an open receiver, and that open receiver was had the presence of mind to keep his route going and then shake away from the defense, get into the end zone, and really give some momentum to this Indians team.
Absolutely. Nice pass there. The scoreboard was flipped again, so if you saw that moments ago, Santa Teresa does have the lead 26-18. We was messed here on our scoreboard, but now with that touchdown, that should be a nice momentum gainer here for the Ysleta Indians. So again, that score 26-18, Santa Teresa with the lead. The handoff, trying to plow his way down, and it doesn't appear they're going to blow it dead, and the two-point conversion is no good. So with 1:23 to go here in the third quarter, after a nice play, after a botched play, a touchdown, the Santa Teresa Warriors with an 8-point lead, 26-18 over the Ysleta Indians. Carl?
Yeah, really a strong drive right there by Ysleta, and making this game a little more competitive as we are moments away, minute 23 away from the fourth quarter, the final quarter of play. And really, Ysleta is a stop and a two-point conversion with a touchdown away from making this a tie ball game. Meanwhile, you have Santa Teresa. They're in a position where they really should try and score on this drive if they can get a field goal, which I don't think either team has a field goal package quite prepared. But if they can get a field goal, that would really help solidify their lead. If they can get a touchdown, that's great. That's gravy.
So the kickoff here by Ysleta from the 40-yard line, action from left to right. The kick is up and away into the wind, and it is returnable at the 20, crossing over the 25, now to the 30. Still dodging a few defenders, and finally rolled down, number 22 there with the return. That was Raul Munoz III, the 2005 alum. And decent field positions will be started out here by Santa Teresa, Carl.
Yeah, this is probably all right. We've seen a couple times where they've gotten a little further down. In fact, Santa Teresa has actually started in plus territory a couple times. But in this situation, probably about as solid as you can ask for at the 36-yard line, a good return. And they have to go about 65 or 64 yards down to get to the end zone.
The ball down there at the 36-yard line. In Warrior territory, they have the ball. Joshua Ramirez lines up as the back, offset to the right. Two receivers down to the left, one up top to the right. Garcia in at quarterback, and Garcia's going to call timeout here, I believe. He didn't like what he saw, and so they'll go talk things over on the sideline, Carl.
Yeah, this will be a solid timeout. You don't want to start off any play with any mistakes, and if you don't like what you see on the either side of it, you better just get the timeout called. And right now, you got to play smart if you're Santa Teresa, because really the momentum is on the side of the Indians. They just scored. They just had a miraculous play to score, quite honestly. And in this situation, you don't want to lose the possession of the ball by perhaps the sun being in your eyes if you're trying to look over to your favorite receiver on the right side of the field. Because if you're a right-handed quarterback, you're going to throw to your right side of the field, and that's the way the sun is, because you have to throw across your body if you're going to throw to the left. In this situation, Santa Teresa, I believe it's a right-handed quarterback in there, he's going to have to deal with that sun looking towards the right side of the field.
Absolutely. Not only that, the wind also against them right now. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Warriors. This time the snap out to Garcia on the keeper. Running on the right side across the 40, now the 45. Lowers his shoulder. He's going to pick up enough for the first down, and they're going to mark him out of bounds just inside the 50 at the 49-yard line of the Warriors' territory. So a nice keeper there, rolling to the right side on the far side, able to pick up the first down. And, man, Garcia can really turn on the speed when he gets into that open field, Carl.
Yeah, and I liked what he did right there. He just decided he wasn't even going to look for the pass. He wasn't going to look for a handoff or an option. He just took the ball and ran and picked up that first down and got his team a little bit closer to midfield. They're just shy, still in their own territory.
First and 10 Desert Warriors at their own 49-yard line.
So it is first down and 10. Garcia at shotgun. 2 receivers down to the left, 1 up top to the right, the snap, and the handoff to one of his backs. And no gain on the play. And Carl, that should bring up third down, or second down, beg your pardon.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to just get it little something going off, right tackle, and Ysleta was ready for it. In this situation, it looked like there was no loss, no gain, and still looking to pick up, getting into the other side of the field.
So it'll be second down and 10. It's a little bit more than 10, but we'll call it second and 10 for what it's worth here. And that's going to end the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead this contest 26-18. We're going to keep it right here. Again, you're listening and watching Gridiron Glory Alumni football on SHN Sports. A beautiful last day of January. Next week's the Super Bowl, but today's the alumni game here in beautiful El Paso, Texas. The mountains right to our left, actually all around us. Juarez, Mexico, right across the highway. A beautiful setting here and a beautiful day for football, Carl.
Yeah, I'm getting a little scan here of the landscape. You have the El Paso skyline, you have the mountains, and as you said, those highways over there that you're looking at right now, that's the other side of the border. And we're that close. This is a really good setting, though, for some high school football and a good setting for an alumni game, as you see both teams have a lot of sunshine right here that as they play the YMCA. As I've been told, it's the worst song of the 70s that'll never die. But everybody likes to do that dance. But
and everybody knows the dance,
yeah,
too.
It's a good place to play football, and they have a good sound system here to get the players pumped up for the song.
Absolutely. David up here doing a great job as a PA. Talking to him earlier, he's lived his whole life, or at least most of it, here in El Paso. So great talking with him and learning a little bit about things here in El Paso. It's going to be second down and 10. The action from left to right now. The pitch out to his back, running, slicing, dicing his way around across the 40. And, man, taking a lot of hard hits. There is some laundry down at the 50-yard line. A nice run, though, right there by Jose Robles.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, when they were running to the right, they had the sun in their eyes back in the third quarter. Now they're running over to the right with the sun behind their back, so it's a nice feeling to get away from that sun. We have a legal block in the back here on Santa Teresa, so that'll negate the gain that they just picked up.
And that's tough there, as Jose Robles had a nice run on the near side, and that's going to have to come back now. And he took a lot of hitting on that too, man. He was getting blasted on every angle.
Yeah, these guys are going to be sore this week.
I'm sore just watching. I'm sore just coming up the steps, Carl. That's quite a walk up here.
Yeah, those are some monster steps they have going up. This is a tall stadium, as it was described. And as I kind of said, there's no visitor stands, which is something I don't believe I've ever seen at a high school field. And the Bowie Bears, they're a pretty well-known, one of the best high schools here in the El Paso area. Kind of interesting how I guess everybody will have to sit on one side come Friday nights for these games.
Absolutely. Well, to our left, of course, we've talked about it several times this afternoon, is Juarez, Mexico. There's a park over there, and from what we understand, the Pope will be there in a couple of weeks. So that's pretty exciting to have someone that prestigious that everyone around the world globally recognizes coming here. It's going to be second down and 20 now for the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors on the 39-yard line in their territory. The snap back. This time the quarterback rolls. Garcia keeps it, crossing the 40, now the 45, still on his feet, and finally brought down just inside the 50-yard line. They're going to call him down at the 48-yard line, and that'll bring up third down.
Yeah, third and about 11, I believe. That'll be close. They really had that penalty take away from them, and right now they're having to deal with that penalty. And this is still 4-down territory. Santa Teresa looking to build on this lead, and even if they were to turn it over on downs inside their own territory, they think that they could probably make something happen. But here we have another flag, so let's see what this is about.
Some more yellow laundry on the field. I
believe he's waving it off now. So no flag.
He was maybe trying to get our attention and wave at us up here.
Just to make sure his flag worked.
It's going to be a big third down. Third down and about 11 here for the Warriors. Garcia, quarterback, steps back, passes, throws a dagger, and not on target with his intended receiver, Jose Robles, the 2013 alum there, and that's going to fall incomplete. And got to wonder here, is this kind of it's Alumni football? Is this no man's land, or are you going to punt here?
I would punt, considering that if I'm Santa Maria, I have the lead, and I would be turning the ball over down near midfield, but they're showing a little faith in our offense, it looks like, and they're going to go for it here from the 49.
Absolutely. Lining up here on the near side is number 17, Ruben Gonzalez. 2 receivers up top to the left. And now they're going to punt it here.
Yeah, they showed they were going to go for it, and they're going to do a little pooch punt, it looks like.
It looks like back to receive as the quarterback for Ysleta, Eduardo Duran. The ball, high kick, and it's going to bounce around. Duran is going to field it. And Duran has a little bit of room to run, swinging around, and he's going to be brought down just inside the 20-yard line. They're going to call him down at the 19, so it's going to be quite the race here for the Ysleta Indians. They got 81 yards to go.
Yeah, and they have about 10 minutes, 32 seconds to do it. We saw them at the end of the first half have about a 7-minute drive from around this distance of the field, but I think – right now we have a little bit of different situation. They're going to have to air it out a little bit. They're going to need to stop that clock and still pick up yards, get some plays running out of bounds, stuff like that, to have a chance here, because if they score a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion, it's a tie ball game. But I don't think that they're going to necessarily be able to score and take off all 10 minutes and force overtime.
Absolutely. Well, it is first down and 10. The ball's on that 19-yard line. 81 yards to go here for the Ysleta Indians.
If they can have a 10-minute drive and then make it to where Santa Teresa has under a minute after the kickoff, then that'll be ideal. But it's unrealistic to project that. You don't want to waste any time here, as you never know when you might just have a quick first down to end up in fourth down and still ways away from the end zone. You have to go for the end zone here on this drive.
Isaiah Mendina there, the 2015 alum for the Ysleta Alumni. Doing a great job blocking up front tonight. And Ignacio Reveles, number 45. Some big guys down there, but they're really trying to help hold back the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors. So lining up on the near side here, one receiver down is Abraham Velasquez. One receiver way up top to the right. And it looks like Mireles is back in at quarterback now. And waiting to see what's going on here. We got to wonder if there was another substitution or what's going on.
I think the officials were calling a little timeout. Let's see if the referee has something to explain. He's going to explain it to the coach here for Ysleta.
So it does look like Mireles is back in at quarterback. Alongside him at running back, Angel Ortiz. Also offset to him is going to be Jorge Rodriguez.
Whatever the discussion about, it's over now, so hopefully we can get back to playing some football.
10:32 to go here. The Santa Teresa Desert Warriors have an 8-point lead, 26-18. It is first down and 10 here for the Ysleta Indians. Again, Mireles in at quarterback. Lined up behind him is Jorge Rodriguez. In shotgun. Calling for it on the 19-yard line. Gets the ball. And he's going to hand off to his back. Running up is Jorge Rodriguez. Rodriguez stiff arms a man. Still on his feet. And using all that energy and power. Getting across the 25-yard line. Looks like they're going to call him down around the 26-yard line is what we can see from here. That is where he's going to be brought up to. So a nice run. And they're actually going to spot it at the 27.
Yeah, good pickup of about 8 yards there on first down, really setting up the rest of these set of downs to go by easily. If they can really pick up that first down here in the next 2 plays, that's good because they don't want to have to worry about getting to 3rd or 4th down on this drive. They need to score quickly, get a stop, and then score again if they want to have a chance to pull away with a victory, because there's no way they can come out of this series ahead in the scoreboard.
Absolutely. Well, that clock ticking away right away here. And it will be 2nd down and about 3. Murella's in at shotgun quarterback. 1 receiver to either side. This time in city, hands off to his man, number 42, running around on the left side. Looks like he's going to pick up enough for the first down as he lowers his shoulder down to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that's a good amount of dancing around to pick up about 5 yards in the first down. It's probably a situation where eventually Ysleta will have to pass, and we just saw a crazy pass earlier to get them their last touchdown. Now, again, they're going to have to deal with the sun on the right side. So unless the quarterback suddenly becomes left-handed, it's going to be a little bit difficult to pass to that right side of the field.
And again, from what we saw earlier, it appears from here that they're passing into the wind as well. Lining up on the near side, down at the bottom, number 34, Frank Herrera. And this time under center, I believe, is the quarterback. Morelos pitches out to his man on the left side, trying to find his way through a hole there and backing his way across the 40-yard line. If they give it to him, should be right at the 40. And a nice job there by number 21, Abraham Velasquez, the 2014 alum, Carl.
Yeah, tremendous balance to stay on his feet after that hit and then able to backpedal fast enough to pick up a few more yards while the defense was trying to take him down. And Ysleta picks up another 6 yards on first down. So, in a way, I think that Ysleta is just methodically working their way on this drive. They're setting up the run to eventually maybe do a play action and get a good deep ball.
8 o'clock, 8 minutes to go here in the remaining quarter of this ball game. Again, Santa Teresa leading 26-18. Ysleta with the ball. Mireles in shotgun this time. 1 receiver to either side. The snap back, pitches back. Now, little play action, kicks it up. Number 6 wide open, has the ball across the 20. And a big play as they're trying to bring him down to his feet. Jacob Pineda there, the 2008 graduate. And you called it, Carl, right on the money. And they bring it all the way down, a big play, and that's going to set up Ysleta in red zone.
Yeah, that was a trick play right there. Can't even really call that a flea flicker. That's a
yeah.
running back throw, I guess. And, yeah, they looked like they were going to have a run play, and then they toss it back, and nice throw, deep ball. And that's what I said they needed to do, really take off, save about 4 or 5 minutes by getting on the other side of the field, picking up some big yardage. And now if they can score, get the 2-point conversion, they have an opportunity to get a stop and get the ball back with plenty of time left to score again.
Absolutely. The ball around the 16-yard line, first down and 10 for Ysleta. Steps back here, looking on the left side, has a man, and he's going to try to fight his way across that 10-yard line. And a nice job there by Eduardo Duran. And they will bring him down just inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Carl, they can still get that first down there as well.
Yeah, still about 4 yards to the first down, and then that'll be first and goal around the 5-yard line, inside the 10 for sure. And, you know, right now they can breathe a little bit. They probably saved themselves about 2-3 minutes by getting that deep ball to get them into the red zone. And a smart play right here would just be conservative, keeping the ball on the ground, not to turn it over. And they're going under center every now and again to throw off the defense and show them some different looks.
Takes a second down for the Indians.
It's going to be second down here and a few for the Indians on the near hash mark. Passes over to the right side, has a man in the slant. Number 22 with the catch, Jorge Rodriguez. And Rodriguez should have forward progress. It is going to be enough for the first down.
Yeah, and the clock will stop here to move the chains at 6:02. And in this situation, I think you're going to see Ysleta wanting to score rather quickly but not be in a hurry. Be quick but don't hurry. That's a great John Wooden quote. And right now with a first and goal inside the 10, they have plenty of opportunity to get the ball that they want, get the plays that they want to inside the 5 and still score, kick it off, and if they get a stop with or without a tie ball game, they're going to have a chance to get it back, it looks like.
Just trying to keep it here, I believe, on the quarterback keeper, and going to move the pile up about a yard. And that'll bring up 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, a little too far away. A little too far away from the goal line to do a quarterback sneak, in my opinion. But I think they were just going to try and go for it. Now they're probably going to have to do I formation off left or right guard and see if they can find an alley into the end zone. But this is definitely 4-down territory. Like I said, they need the touchdown, and I don't necessarily think we've seen a field goal unit come out at all for either team in any of these alumni games.
Yeah, to be honest, I maybe have seen one, but can't really recall. So it is 2nd down and goal here. Ysleta trying to get into the end zone here. 4:50 to go in the ball game. They're down by 8. Quarterback under center. Ooh, could have been a flinch there. They're going to call it. The right side lineman flinch there. That's going to be a false start. That's going to set them back 5, and that is huge.
Yeah, that's the last thing you need right now if you're Ysleta. That might need you to open up your playbook a little bit more and maybe make a dangerous pass here in the red zone just to try and catch the defense off guard. Everything's a little bit tighter in the red zone as the safeties can play up a little bit more and read a little bit better, but right now with a 2nd and goal from around the 10, that false start definitely the last thing that Ysleta needed right now.
We got 2 receivers to either side lined up on the far sides of the field. Number 6 down low, Jacob Pineda. And lining up under center is Mireles. Calling for it, now takes the snap. Pitch back out to the left side, has room to run across the 5. Still on his feet, lowers his head, and a big tackle right there by number 12, Edgar Parra. Stopping him from getting into the touchdown there as Eduardo Duran had a lane, but a big tackle there and denied him. And that will bring up a big down here, 3rd down.
And I think they're going to have – Ysleta's going to call a timeout here. Good job, conserve some time. Just under 4 minutes now, 3:59 left in the 4th. And I really think this is a situation where Ysleta – has to get into the end zone here in the next play and then get a stop on defense. That, you know, whether or not they convert on the 2-point conversion means overtime, but in this case the 2-point conversion will be big, but if they want to score again and win this game in regulation, they're going to have to get a stop and then get the ball back quickly. On the other side, Santa Teresa is going to have plenty of time to execute well and get into the end zone, but they can't afford any mistakes either.
Absolutely, Carl. A great analysis here is these waning moments of the games. It's always fun to kind of figure out the different scenarios. There's a lot of different options, and that's the joy of any sport. You know, you may look at even golf and say, man, some people say that's a boring sport, you know, but there's a lot of strategy that goes into any type of sport. And it's always amazing to see what coaches can come up with, and sometimes creative. In fact, a lot of the times creative playmaking is what wins the game. Creative and smart playmaking.
Yeah, and, you know, in some of these games, like we saw with that tremendous kick return that started off this second half, that really was able to get score in the end zone. So we need a lot more creative plays similar to that.
Lining up in shotgun here. It's 3rd down and goal. Looking, scanning, passing. Oh, almost intercepted. And it bounces off of 2 Santa Desert Warrior players, and almost coming up with it was Ysleta. That could have been huge, but incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down, Carl. Big 4th down here.
Yeah, I like the idea to pass right there. Almost caught after the deflection as well. And here with 4th down, this is a must get into the end zone situation, obviously. I maybe would have called that pass play on 4th down, but I wouldn't be opposed to pass it again right now.
You got to wonder, we haven't seen the ball into the hands of Jorge Rodriguez. He's able to lower his shoulder and pick up some yardage as a running back, but we don't see him. Number 40 offset Eduardo Duran, offset as Mireles is in shotgun this time. 4th down, could be the ball game. The handoff to his back, and he pitches out. And now rolling around to the left side, trying to find some trickeration, looking down in the end zone, and no good, incomplete. Man, you got to think about it, though. Some kind of nice improvisation there, if you will, almost able to come up with a miraculous play, but no good. And with 3:45 to go, the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors in great position here, leading by 8, 26-18.
Yeah, great improv right there as the defense was able to get in the backfield rather quickly. They realized that they had a man out there as a safety valve. They did that for a reason, in case that they did need him to make a forward pass. They hadn't used their forward pass yet, so that pitch back gave him a little bit of time to scan down the field. He escaped from a pressure himself. Looked like he had an open man, but that's a difficult throw to make across your body, across the field, and incomplete it goes. But given the field position here, there's still a little bit of life for Ysleta, as if they can pick up a safety, they would get the ball back and 2 points. But they have to really be pushing hard here on the front line.
Yeah, and the quarterback, Anthony Garcia, is going to be lining up under center right around the goal line. So they're just going to try to hand it off and get it out here. And he's almost stopped the running back, luckily able to pick up a yard or two and get him back into the green there at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that's why they went under center. You couldn't have any mistakes there with the snap. If it were to go low, wide, and take up just a fraction of a second, the defense could have a position for that safety. So really smart play right there by Santa Teresa to eliminate as much error as possible and get the ball to the running back safely to try and get this ball going. But they playing safe could result in a punt, and with 3:11 left, they better hope that they can burn a little bit of clock as well.
Yeah, for some reason, Nathaniel Perez ran to the line, and then he ran over to the sideline and came back. Another handoff here. Actually, it's going to be a fake. Quarterback rolling out to the left. Has room, trying to move around a defender. Still on his feet. Now dices his way back to the inside. A big run, a big first down. And that was huge there. A nice scramble by Anthony Garcia, bringing it almost up to the 20-yard line. That's big for the Warriors, Carl.
Gutsy play right there, especially considering that he went well into the back of the end zone to try and take that really wide towards the sideline. He could have been taken down, but a little bit of a trick play in a way, something you wouldn't expect at least as a defense on a kind of bootleg rollout quarterback keeper, and he was able to pick up plenty of yards. He picked up the first, and that's really big for Santa Teresa.
Yeah, and that clock at 2:30 now. Santa Teresa with that 8-point lead, 26-18. Lining up here, it's first down and 10. The ball's on their own 18-yard line, and they're going to call a timeout due the Santa Teresa Desert Warriors. We're going to leave it right here. And overall, Carl, this has probably been one of the more exciting alumni football games that we've seen here as far as the closeness to the score. It's been nice so far to see Ysleta almost able to come down and do something big, but unfortunately they drive it down, not able to score. And Santa Teresa playing smart here, but you called it. A gutsy call there by the quarterback, Anthony Garcia, rolling over to the far side, but able to pick up that big first down.
Yeah, and as they pick up that first down, you see them go back into shotgun situation or shotgun offense. There when they were under center, I was kind of surprised, but he was able to distract the defense just a little bit with the fake handoff, keep it on his own, and take it outside. Really big play right there. And here with 2:22 left, they just have to pick up maybe one more first down. And Ysleta, I don't believe they have any timeouts left. You can't really see it there on the scoreboard, but it's going to be pretty close here. I don't think that they can just stop run the clock out here on these set of downs, but if they pick up another first, that'll be huge.
It's going to be a first down. They hand off way back, and a big, deep loss there by Nathaniel Perez as he was trying to run on the far side, and the Ysleta Indian alumni defense all over him for a huge loss.
Yeah, that's a really big loss on that play. Looks like it might have been a loss of around 7 or 8 back to around the 11-yard line. And, I was just talking about running that clock out. Here with 2:02 left and another timeout from Ysleta, we're going to see a little bit of clock reserved here. Another trick play or a good passing play will be in order here to make this a third and manageable. In fact, it is third down, so really it's going to come up to fourth down. It looks like the sticks crew over there had the wrong count up, so that was our mistake there. It's going to be third down coming up here.
Absolutely, yeah, it should be third down. And about 20 from the 9-yard line, so they're actually inside that 10. And you got to wonder what the play call is going to be here. Ysleta, if they can hold, they should have an opportunity to get this ball back. But with not much time left, they'll have a manageable amount of time. But we'll see what's going to happen here, Carl. Look out there on the field. We have for Ysleta. Michael Brooks doing a little dancing down there, the 93 alum in the backfield. You know he's happy to be out there and relive the glory.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting down to these jams that they're playing here at the field, and good music, good football.
So a big down here. The pitch back to the left side to the back, running alongside the sideline, and he's going to dice his way in and somehow able to run all the way up for a first down to the 29-yard line. Unbelievable. And, folks, that may be all she wrote here.
Yeah, that's a huge play, and I'm not quite sure. We don't have the exact Ysleta things going on, but it looks like there might be some laundry on the field.
Yeah, waiting to see what the call is here. And that run may come back. Huge penalty there against Santa Teresa after they pick up the first down. And it will be a penalty against them, and boy, what a break there for the Indians.
Yeah, so not quite the end of the game. That'll repeat third down, but that backs them up. It's probably a hold. That's a spot penalty, so they really only lose 1 yard on the play, as I guess that happened a little further down the field from the line of scrimmage, around 9 yards down, obviously. But in this case, that negates the first down, and we still have some game to go.
It's a loss of 2. The ball's down to the 7-yard line now. And Santa Teresa trying to get the first down and stay in this one and not give that ball back. They pitch out to the back again, this time dancing his way around the line. Somehow able to find a gap. He's got room on the left side, got room to run across the 40. He's got one man to beat across the 50. They're still running, and finally he's brought down. He loses the ball, and the Indians fall on it. The Indians fall on the football. It is Ysleta Indian football. Unbelievable. And coming up with it huge there was number 20, Jorge Esterillo. So what a chain of events there, as basically the Santa Teresa Warriors could have probably nailed this one down. They fumble the ball, and it appears that the Indians will have it here with 1:38 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, that's a situation that's real unfortunate. It looked like it could have been a little bit of separation on the scoreboard, make this a 2-possession game, and right there at the very end of the run, if this were the NFL, we'd be reviewing it to make sure he wasn't down before he lost the ball. We don't have that kind of capability here on our network, especially to talk down to the officials. So that's a turnover, and minute 38 left. That's enough time to run a 2-minute drill.
We'll see here. As Carl just said, a minute 38. The Santa Teresa Desert Warriors lead this contest by 8, 26-18. The Ysleta Indians coming up with a fumble recovery down on their end of the field, 37-yard line, first down and 10. Quarterback and shotgun, triplets to the left. The snap back. Mireles thought about passing, now runs with it. A nice run, lowers his shoulder. He's going to be brought down just inside the 45-yard line to the 44.
They got to play tempo right here. They can't really afford time to huddle as the clock is moving at 1:23. Yeah, they're going to go no huddle, and this is going to be a tough march down the field, but they picked up some good yards right there.
So triplets back down to the left, one receiver up top to the right. Mireles in a quarterback shotgun, steps back looking, scanning. Now he's going to just run with it. Actually, he passes over to number 6, and he should have tried to get out of bounds. That's going to cost him some time. Pineda on the reception. Not a whole lot of yards there to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, clock stops to move the chains. I don't think he had too much of an opportunity to get out of bounds. That would have been the smart play, but the defense was able to keep up from I guess they do not move the chains here. It looks like I think they marked the ball wrong. Let's see what the officials are talking about, because there's a little bit of issue here.
I mean, initially they had the ball spotted up at the 50-yard line, and now we've got the line judge talking about it here.
Yeah, the clock still stops at 1:04 regardless. This should be a first down from our angles, but for whatever reason, the ball was spotted short of the first down behind the 45.
So they do finally move it up to the 50-yard line. That will be a first down for the Ysleta Indians.
Yeah, there you go. And that's a little bit of a break. Gives Ysleta a little chance to catch their breath and maybe get on the same page here for this final 50 yards down the field.
Well, here goes the clock, just below a minute now at 55 seconds. Mireles in at shotgun, steps back, hands off to his back, and you got to wonder why they're going to run the ball here. And he's able to bring it down, but that's going to take off some costly time off the clock.
Yeah, they really need to get right back on top of the ball, and they need to push that umpire to spot the ball pretty quickly. Here is we're getting under 35 seconds, any second now.
So the ball into Santa Teresa territory, and now they're just going to spike the ball and reset here. Nice call there by the coach and Mireles to stop the clock at an even 30 seconds. Carl?
Yeah, you had to kill the clock right there. Like you said, probably not the best call to hand the ball off with just under a minute left, and right now 30 seconds to get down. We don't necessarily have how many timeouts they have left, but Ysleta's used a couple so far, so they have no more than one.
If any, yeah.
Yeah, if any. And in this case, with third down, you have to pick up first down here in the next couple and hope the clock stops pretty quickly.
Here we go, back in action. Gonna pass here. Deep pass over to the left side. Has a man in coverage. Somehow able to connect with him at the 10-yard line. A big pass, catch, grab there. And boy, that is a huge pickup, and they have got to run back onto the ball. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was Jorge Rodriguez with the reception.
Yeah, they want to kill the clock again right here, but Lightning strikes the same place twice here for Ysleta. They ran the same play that got them deep down the field on the last drive. This time they're looking to get into the end zone, and now we have some flags.
There's a laundry down on the field around the 5-yard line. Regardless, what a play right there by the Indians. A little trickeration, and I believe it was Duran with the pass all the way down the field to Jorge Rodriguez.
Oh, and we have a substitution infraction on the defense, so that's going to really help out Ysleta, probably bumping up 5 yards closer to the goal line.
So, you know, starting this possession here, the odds against Ysleta, in all honesty, to be able to come down here and score a touchdown, they've still got some unfavorable odds because they've got to get down here, not only score, Carl, but they've got to get that 2-point conversion, which tonight, remember, all teams are 0 for 3 on those 2-point. Well, I think there was one, actually, and I beg your pardon. There was the last one, they're 1 for 4. And the only one that made that one tonight was Santa Teresa. The pitch back here. Duran going to pass, finds his man, and incomplete. And almost an interception. He was lucky there.
Yeah, they try the same play where they pitch it back, kind of a running back throw right there, and that's worked 2 times out of 3, so that's pretty good odds for a trick play. But they were just kind of going for it. They had to get the incomplete pass to stop the clock. Probably a smart play. You don't want to run the ball at all because then you're at the mercy of the umpire spotting the ball. And right now, 12 seconds left. Anytime you take up at a play and adding that on, you might be lucky to get one more play off. So a couple more stops here. You'll get to use all 4 downs here.
Here we go. Mireles in its shotgun, calling for it. Going to step back on the option here. Pitches back. Now it's going to be a pass by Duran. Passing to the center. Almost a one-handed grab in and out of the hands. And, man, almost had that one. And in the waning minutes of this ball game, still nice to see that camaraderie down there. And there's going to be 5 seconds left on the clock here, and it's going to be third down and goal from the 3-yard line. Again, you got to wonder here. I understand that you've got it down there. I understand you don't have much time. This is probably going to be the last play if they pass it. But you've got to keep in mind, Jorge Rodriguez tonight for the Indians has played very well on that running game. You got to wonder, early on he was playing well, but they haven't really handed it off to him, and we don't see him down there lining up. Instead, we've got Abraham Velasquez lining up as receiver far to the right, and in the backfield is Eduardo Duran, and he's way back there, and Mireles, Carl's going to line up under center. The pitch back, and it is an option again. Going to look onto the right side, has room to run on the inside. Can he find a blocker? Can he go in? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Duran! Touchdown! 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 What a play there by Duran as he had room to run and cut it back to the inside as time expired. Now, Carl, they've got to get that 2-point conversion to tie it up.
Yeah, good play there. It looked like they were going to maybe look for the pass just for a moment. That was able to catch some of the defenders in the end zone off guard as they kind of fell into a zone to cover the receivers, and that gave him plenty of time to work his way back to the middle of the field, find his way into the end zone, and now here, the 2-point conversion, this is the ball game.
So an exciting finish here. We talked about they had to get it in the end zone, of course, to make it a 2-point deficit. They do. Now they've got to convert on that 2-point conversion. This is it. It's win or go home right here. Well, actually, it's tie or go home.
Yeah, this will take us into overtime, and we're operating under NCAA rules, so both teams will get opportunities to score in overtime starting at the 25.
So trying to get off the line very quickly is number 65. And the 2-point conversion here. Mireles in it, shotgun, Pat hands off to his man. He's going to be stopped. He will be stopped. Unfortunate ending there for the Indians as they had a chance to go in. And what a ball game, folks. The final score here from Bowie Bear Stadium in beautiful El Paso, Texas. The Santa Teresa Desert Warriors win 26-24 over the Ysleta Indians Alumni. We'll be back here in just a few moments for a quick wrap-up. You're listening to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. Welcome back to Gridiron Glory Alumni Football presented by SHN Sports. Up in the broadcast booth, I'm Rob Hipp alongside my good friend Carl Schoening. Carl, what an alumni game. I think this has been the most exciting one that we've had the pleasure of covering for Mr. George Cox and Gridiron Glory Alumni.
Oh, yeah, that one went down to the wire, and it was a great football game. Kind of unexpected there at the end. It looked like Santa Teresa was going to be able to either score a touchdown and put this game away, or they were going to be able to kill the clock by taking some knees. But in this situation, that fumble and then a deep bomb into the red zone really set up Ysleta for a touchdown, and just failing to convert that two-point conversion would have sent it into overtime, and we had a really competitive and fun game out here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, as they do at all games, getting set to do the Lord's Prayer at the center of the field. Mr. George Cox there in the middle of the huddle here. We're going to keep it here just for a little while as the MVP will be presented here shortly. We absolutely want to get that on video for everyone out there. Remember, if you're interested in playing alumni football, check out gridironglory.com. You can relive your glory days. All it takes is one person to get started. Visit gridironglory.com.
Yeah, it looks like he's just giving him a good pep talk, Mr. Cox is, and letting him know that was a great game of football they just played.
Absolutely. You know, one of the best, and if not the best, that we've seen here on Gridiron Glory ourselves. And got a 9-hour journey back ahead of us back to Austin, but this was well worth it coming here to El Paso this weekend and watching these guys play football. Just an unbelievable ending, an exciting finish, and it doesn't get much better than that in football.
No, it doesn't. That was time ran out, two-point conversion to tie it, and only way it would have gotten better if they had gone into overtime and maybe gone into several overtimes, because that would have made it much more interesting, I guess. But, everybody at the edge of their seats there at the final moments of the game.
Yeah, absolutely, Carl. And I'll be honest with you, I couldn't agree more. I just really wish that it would have went into overtime because it would have been exciting. But that's the way it goes.
We haven't seen overtime games in these Gridiron Glory games, so it's definitely something that's one of the more interesting things to see. Some of these games don't get this competitive, and both teams left it out on the field today.
Absolutely. And this is part of the awesome part of these games, is just seeing both the teams come together at the end there and just give thanks and a prayer there. And, in this one, thankfully, nobody injured, at least seriously. Nobody had to be carted off, and we're always very thankful for that. These guys get to go out here and play, and they get to go home and do it again.
For the Gridiron Glory Alumni Football MVP.
And we're turning it over to the PA here, Mr. David, up in the booth, too.
And it'll go to the Ysleta Indians alumni number 2, Albert Castañeda. He had an 85-yard kickoff return. Albert Castañeda. Albert.
And so, again, the MVP of the ball game there with that nice kickoff return, Mr. Albert Castaneda, the number 2 2014 graduate.
Yeah, awesome moment right there. Best play of the game when he returned it for 85 yards, and just a really good game by both teams.
Absolutely, and we wanted to get down there to kind of have our mic down there. Unfortunately, not able to, but anyways, it was a great one here this evening from El Paso, Texas. Carl, any closing remarks here?
Really fun ball game. Learned a couple plays that I might use in my little trick playbook. I really enjoyed the toss back to the running back for a running back throw that we saw used multiple times by Ysleta, and definitely a good game overall. Good competition today, and congratulations to both teams on a well-played game of football, full pad football. And, you know, these opportunities don't come around too often after high school. So great jobs. Thank you for Mr. Cox for allowing us to watch these games and broadcast these games and these teams to play it.
Absolutely. Well, on behalf of everyone at SHN Sports, I'm Rob Pipp. Carl Schoening, my co-partner, also our director of broadcasting. And a big thanks again to Mr. George Cox of Gridiron Glory Alumni Football. And a special thanks to our fine host here at Bowie Bear Stadium, part of El Paso Independent School District. We appreciate the hospitality. A beautiful view, a beautiful day of football just wrapped up. Again, this afternoon, your final score here from Bowie Bear Stadium. The Santa Teresa Desert Warriors victorious 26-24 over the Ysleta Indians. We'll catch you next time here on SHN Sports, presented by Gridiron Glory Alumni Football, presented by SHN Sports. Have a pleasant, wonderful evening. This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Schoening Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Schoening Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Schoening Hip Network and SHNSports.com.